Nelson Jack came from where? So you hungry too? You see me eating bread with spice?
Okay. All right, guys. We are live, and I'm going to do the same thing so that everybody will, those who are listening to us, will get to know who we are. My name is Gibson Jeru. I'm one of the commissioners, and I'm heading the litigation process for the hearing. So, Mr. Wright, you can go ahead. You are live now. You can go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nelson Gay Wright. I'm the co-chairperson of this commission, and I also head the publicity sub-commission of this section. And I'm involved in this thing because I'm very, very passionate about the future of the GGAA, and I'm taking every personal and general steps to ensure that we have a very excellent, transparent process that will usher in a leadership that is ready and prepared to fly off positively into the future of Grand GGAA Association in the Americas.
Okay, Madam Chair.
Again, my name is Emilia Polo de Bear. I'm a Grandidian. To be precise, I hail from Chien section, from a family they call Bear, right? Adjacent to Zambo Quarter. I'm the chairperson for the 5 commissioners and the chairperson for the budgetary committee. Again, my reason for being actually for accepting this challenge or challenges that was given to all to see Grand GGAA on path. It had been on path long ago, but we need to work with our people so that our children can be heard tomorrow in case of anything. Thank you ever so much. And all of you are wholeheartedly welcome.
Okay, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown?
Okay, you hear me now, right?
Yeah, we hear you, sir.
Yeah, okay. I'm Mr. Othello Brown. I'm the one who filed the protest against my fellow Grandidians who vying for various positions.
Okay. Mr. Youboty?
Yes.
You can go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Gibson. Thank you, honorable commissioners. I'm delighted to be before this August body to listen to any kind of serious protest filed against me, so I will give my response. Jane Youboty is my name. To follow the lead of the chairman, Puller the Bear, I hail from Grand GGAA Constable section, and I am the current president of Grand GGAA Association. I am seeking re-election for my second term. So we are here because I heard that somebody filed a protest. I want to know what it's all about. So thank you for giving me your ears. I'm hoping and praying that when it's said and done tonight, we will move on to victory. Thank you, Mr. Jeru. Thank you, honorable commissioners.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. We didn't host any hearing yesterday because the 2 people that were supposed to appear, they gave an excuse. So tomorrow will be a hearing, and Monday will be the final hearing. And there will be no more hearing until the commission makes its final ruling on all of these protest issues. And
Mr. Jeru, please to cut in. The 2 people that were supposed to have appeared yesterday were in the national teleconference, GGAA.
Right.
GGAA national teleconference supersedes everything, and that's why they didn't come.
So yes, I recognize that. That's why we rescheduled them. So
okay, thank you.
I will be engaging them tomorrow after this to make sure that tomorrow they can appear by 7 p.m. so we can get done with this thing. Okay. Now, rule number 1, we will refer to each other, especially Mr. Brown and Mr. Youboty. You can either call your friend Honorable Youboty or Mr. Youboty, or Honorable Brown or Mr. Brown. We don't want to say, oh, James or Othello. We don't want a situation where somebody feels disrespected. we want to make sure that we respect everyone here. This hearing is now live in Grand Jeddah on Flash FM. So I want all of us to know that we are live. Okay. Mr. Othello Brown, you need to sit down. Oh, you bring all the law books?
Somebody has a radio on.
I changed my seat. The place too noisy, so I changed my seat.
Okay. Yeah. If you have something playing, just lower the volume for us. I know some people are watching it, so just lower the volume for us. That'll be great. All right, Mr. Brown, usually we're going to start with you because you are in the sense, prosecutor or the plaintiff, and you will always be the first to move. And so we are waiting for you. As soon as you relocate, we'll get you started here. You'll tell us in your opening statement why your protest should be upheld by the commission.
You're getting me?
Yeah, we're getting you. Here is the format. After Mr. Brown makes his opening statement, we will have Mr. Youboty to make his opening statement. Mr. Brown will then entertain questions. No, sorry. After Mr. Brown makes his opening statement, Mr. Youboty will have the opportunity to question Mr. Brown. After Mr. Brown questioning, including Mr. Youboty and the commission, then Mr. Youboty will make his opening statement, and the commission will question him after Mr. Brown questioned him. So that's the format here. Let me make sure my format is written down so I can. I written down here. All right. Mr. Brown, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Your opening statement, sir.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, all depends to where you find yourself. I'm Othello Brown I'm a Bobo man from Chien. I live in Jensenville. I did all my schooling with the AG, Bishop Julie, and then went on to Morovia for higher education. GGAA is our organization in America here. People should not see this as a witch hunt. I'm not witch hunting anybody. I just want the right thing to be done because I believe in one of my philosophers. They call him Victor Hugo. Victor Hugo said that initiative is doing the right thing without being told. That's why he considered initiative to be. So this process will go into this process, and I don't want for people to say Othello Brown favor this person or Othello Brown favor this or Othello Brown is against it. I'm not against anybody. We all are one people, but my quest is that I want the right thing to be done. That's my quest. So, Honorable Commissioner, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Okay. So, are you making comment on the validity of your protest?
Sure.
Now, what we expect.
So we want you to propound why this protest is important, why you think the commission should, and why you think Mr. Youboty is in violation of the Constitution. That's what we want.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. You know, I like your proceeding. You are proceeding well. Well, after carefully observing the modus operandi of our organization, and as a constitutional expert, you know, I saw flaws and I saw gross violation of our constitution. And when we live, who we are, or to even put more on other people, we should learn how to do the right thing. Because if we don't do the right thing, how will we chastise other people? The Constitution is very vague and very clear. All the provisions to that will be articulating on, they are very clear. So my reason of coming mostly to protest against Jean Youboty is that Jean Youboty, the act of he going to contest, if we allow him, it will be a gross violation of our fundamental law, our constitution. It will be a violation. So in so doing, I can come and say it now, so that those who are responsible will see reason, and then tell Mr. Jean Youboty, yourself will give you honor, but by the constitution provision, he's not qualified. He's not qualified for re-election. So because he want to be re-elected and he's not qualified for re-election, that's why I try to put that checkpoint. I'm erecting the checkpoint to stop him from being re-elected, because he's not qualified. He did not meet the requisite requirement by our constitution. So, Honorable Commissioner, members of the Commissioner Board, I, Othello Brown, to make Mr. Jean Youboty look at my protest that I sent, short and brief, straight to the point, that he's violating some provision within our constitution, and those provisions that he's violating are Article 8, Section 4A, Article 2, Section 1, and Article 6, Section 1 of the Board Rules. So because of those three articles, the three provisions, Article 8, Section 4A, that one, Article 2, Section 1, that two, and the Board Rule, Article 6, Section 1 of the Board Rule. Yeah, so I have all the things here tonight. I came with all the people then, and then we'll ready to go into this. So, Mr. Commissioner, all these ills in our, in society, that's why prompted me to come on and say Mr. Jean Youboty is not qualified for re-election. So he should not be accepted to contest the forthcoming election. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Brown, you quoted a few instruments. Would you like to read from them, if you don't mind, so we can? Because I have the documents you're talking about, because maybe I had them before, but not all the commissioners have the board rules, and it was not submitted into evidence. So, can you read those portions so the commissioners can have an idea?
Okay, so I will go one by one. If you have, I'm reading from the GGAA Constitution first. I'm reading from the GGAA Constitution. Okay. The GGAA Constitution, Article 8, Section 4A. Article 8. Let's go there. It says, and I read, Article 8, Section 4A. Section 4A. Okay, yeah. Article 8, Section 4A of GGAA Constitution. It says, and I read, tenure of elected officer. All elected officers of the association, including the leadership of the National Board of Directors, shall hold office for 2 years, commencing from the date of their election. In the case of the national administration, the 2 year shall expire at the end of the last business section of the national conference, during which an election is to be held. The period of the election is not considered a business session during the election period and up to the swearing in of the new leadership of the national administration, the board of directors shall manage the affairs of the association. Then it comes to the other paragraph. It says, elected officers may be eligible. That's what I want Mr. Youboty on. Elected officers may be eligible for re-election, provided that no person shall hold the same elected office for more than 4 consecutive years. So this is why if you want to go for re-election, this is the provision he's violating. He's violating the provision that says elected officers may be eligible for re-election. Proof. They may be eligible for re-election, provided that no person shall hold the same office for more than 4 consecutive years. That's one. That's the Constitution. Then we go to Article 2, Section 1. Article 2, Section 1. Yeah. Article 2, Section 1. Okay. Article 2, Section 1. Article 2, Section 1 talk about the aim and objective of the organization. The aim and objective of the organization shall be to promote unity, peace, blah, 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 blah. You come way down to D, to provide forums, for the enhancements of the organization. So all it is there. So this organization, which is a non-profit organization, we are accredited. We get a file. We get a file of 503C. We have it, and the American government know us. So if we will be involved into activities that will be violating the Constitution, we may bear the consequence at the front or in front. 2, this organization is not an organization that is stated in one state. We are all over Americas. We are all over in America, but are the rules. So, and this is the Constitution we are using to generate funds. This is the Constitution we are using to have conferences and what have you. So I would not say for us to violate the Constitution. So I can say it now, and we'll look into it, and then we'll move on. Then the last one is the board rule. The board rule, there's nothing in the board rule that gives Othello Brown or board member or whosoever or an unilateral decision. There's nothing in the board rule that will give you a unilateral decision to make what they want to say. So Article 4, Article 6, Section 1 of the board rule said it. So I will read it for you. This is the board rule. If you're seeing it, you see it here, you see the board rule. I don't know if you can see it clear from my point. Yeah. Yeah, that's the board rule. So this board rule, I'm going to read Article 6, Section 1 of the board rule. Article 6, Section 1 of the board rule says, yeah, don't get nobody in the lateral decision. Article 6, okay, 5, 6, Article 6, Section, Article 6, yeah, very good. Very good. Okay, Article 6, Section 1. They say, in order for the board to make an informed decision, it should be based on quorum. If there's no quorum, there's no decision. So in order for the board to make an informed decision, whatsoever we do on the board there, when we go there, we vote. So if you go there and there's no quorum, we cannot vote on any provision because we didn't meet quorum. So simply trying to tell you that somebody taking your unilateral decision, there will come a time that I will explain it because I have the communication that Mr. Youboty is masquerading around here, saying that it came from the board, the board saying letter. I have it, that the board saying letter is masquerading around here, that the board saying letter is dated May 5th, 2021. We have it, I have it. So we'll be displaying everything on there, and you people read it and understand it, and then nothing in the board rule says, nothing, absolutely nothing in the board rule gives any board member an authority. And even Granger Constitution said it. If you read Granger Constitution, Article 5, Section 3B, they talk about observing functions. They said no segment, because we have our organization have 3 principal bodies. We have the national conference, we have the administration, and we have the board. They said the 3 principal bodies, nobody should absorb Nobody should absorb any function that belongs to the other. Nobody. So as to let nobody, if you read the Grand Constitution, Article 5, Section 3B, it say it. And even the Board rule also said that nobody can take unilateral decision. Everything there must be based on quorum, and the quorum, if you have 2/3 of the active member charter of the board member present in that particular meeting. So all of those things never went the way it was to be. And then I see people masquerading, saying different things. But when the time comes for us to say it, we'll know their point and we'll know how to ask the question, and then y'all get to know the main reason of us challenging the process. Y'all get to know it. So, ladies and gentlemen, today the commissioner, I submit.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Othello Brown, for this opening statement. We are going to go to Mr. James Youboty now to ask his question. And after Mr. Youboty asks his question, the commission will have a chance to ask you questions.
Okay.
Mr. Youboty? I think he's on black. Mr. Youboty, are you there?
But whose image you saying the way he was at Uriah's?
No, that Uriah's on the other side. I think Mr. Youboty.
But bring Uriah officially themselves.
Okay, Mr. Uriah, please introduce yourself while Mr. Youboty is coming on.
Well, my good people, family of Grand County. By the way of introduction, my name is Uriah Youboty Song. I'm from Yabatown, Chen District, Grand County. Yabatown is now fall within the Punemo District. I'm one of the election commissioners, and I play a key role. I am the chairperson for the aspiring research. So most of the research activities is directly associated with me. I want to say thank you tonight for those of you in our county, Grand County, and those in America for listening. The reason why a couple of things we have to do then is we want to have our leaders, people who are going to lead us. We don't want after election and then we start hearing all the things. So it's good that everybody going to know, going to hear from these people. I want to make this clear again. Probably my colleagues might have said it, but it is my responsibility as the research chairperson of this commission to let all of you know the protest of Mr. Brown in no way has no connection with the decision of the election commissioner. We, the election commission, we have our own way. We have the Constitution. We, the election commission, we have our way. We have the Constitution. So whatever decision we make, it is based on the Constitution. So I don't want anybody to think that it is because of the protest of Mr. Brown.
No.
I think I have him feedback, Mr. Jerry. Thank you.
It is still there. Do you have another phone on here?
No, I don't have another phone. Let me go off and come back. Would that be okay, Mr. Jerry?
No.
No, I'm saying for me to go back and then come in.
We're not hearing Gibson. If you are hearing me, Gibson, I'm not hearing you.
Man, I'm not hearing Gibson. I'm only hearing you, Nelson.
Oh, hear me now.
Now we are hearing you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. No, we still have feedback. Let me see here. Let me exit all my windows. Are we good?
Which one will answer the first one, the second one?
Okay. Somebody still. I can't get off. My get off. Okay, I can get off. Let me see. Hello? What's going on? Right, go ahead. Let's see.
It's the same thing.
Okay, hold on, guys. Okay. Still there. Oh, no. What is going on here? Hello? Where is it coming from? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it at all.
Is somebody using Bluetooth or what?
You know, somebody have their phone on and there's a computer on or something on, or they are listening to the audio somewhere. Are we sure that nobody? Okay. I don't want to go everybody. I don't want to say everybody.
Okay, so let us go up and come back one by one or something.
Yes. Let's try it. Let's try everybody go up and come back one by one. Let's see.
Yeah, that sounds
Let
good.
everybody go up and see. It will still be, I will still be here. It will still be live. Someone phone is on loudspeaker. Someone, hello? Okay, everybody, please go off. Othello, can you go off? Okay, it's off. Hold on. It's off. Okay. Let's see who coming on. Mr. Youboty, it's not you. It's not you. Don't worry about it. Okay, let Nelson come back on and see. It's solved. The problem is solved. Hello. Nelson, it's not you. Let Uriah come back on and see. Nelson, it's not you. Brown, it's not you. Mr. Youboty, it's not you. Let's wait for the other people to come on. Let's see. Because the problem is solved now. Okay, so I don't know how long it's going to take them before they come back, but okay. Let's see Uriah's song.
Yes.
Hello. Uriah, it's not you. It's not you. I think Madam Bear, let Madam Bear come on. So it's not you, all of you. Let Madam Bear come on. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Let Madam Bear.
You getting me, Gibson?
Yeah, everybody's clear. Everybody is clear. None of you who are on here is you. Let Madam Bear come on. Let's see what happens. But let's go ahead. Since you are here, let's go ahead. When she come out, I'll bring her on. Go ahead and continue your statement. And if you don't mind, you can make it a little bit shorter so we can.
Oh, no. I just said thank you and I'm over.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Youboty, we want to give you the honor of asking questions.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me well, right?
Everybody hear you very well.
Okay, again, good evening, fellow commissioner. Good evening to our listening audience. I don't see the commissioner proper. Can I proceed?
Yeah, proceed. Go ahead.
Okay, the man that spoke, he said his name is Othello Brown.
Yes.
Did I hear him say that?
Yes. His name is Mr. Othello Brown.
Can Mr. Othello Brown please tell us his position in Grand Union Association in the Americas?
Yeah, we can put a question straight to him.
Mr. Othello Brown, can you please tell the audience what is your position in the Grand Union Association in the Americas?
No, I rather talk and put myself on mute and look. I've been doing. Okay, I'm Othello Brown within Grand Union Association in America. I'm a board member.
You are a board member from local board member or national board member?
But I am a board member. I represent my state on the on GGA board.
So are you a national board member or just limited to local board member for which state?
I am a board member from the state of Rhode Island, representing Rhode Island on the board on the national board.
And who is the chairman of that national board?
So who's the chairman of the national board?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Mr. Omega Carlo.
So you fall under the jurisdiction of Mr. Omega Carlo when it comes to having board meetings, right?
No, the word is not used properly.
So Omega Carlo have the power to call board meeting for you to attend?
No, we are, listen, excuse me, educate you, Mr. Youboty.
Excuse me, hold on right there. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Say, let me speak to the issue, but don't say you want to educate him. Don't do that. I will not let him do that to you.
Okay.
It's condescending. The man is educated. That's why he's president. So let him.
And the question is just yes or no.
Yeah, and just make sure, just say, let me explain. You can explain. Okay? Thank you very much. Mr. Youboty is offline. I don't know if he can hear us. Just hold on 1 minute. I want to make sure he's here before you respond. And let's be friendly. You can still be friendly and make your point. You don't have to be, what they call.
No, I will not follow him because he call him that man, one man brought protest. I'm not one man. He knows me well.
You said the man who brought the protest name is Othello Brown. He's asking.
That's what he said.
Okay, so let's go ahead. Just make sure the main question, if I can remind you.
Okay, Mr.
Kala calls meeting and you go to this meeting.
Yeah. Sure. I got you.
Okay.
Got you. Mr. Youboty, we are equal, but he's the senior who is headed. So it's not me that I'm under his jurisdiction. There's nothing like under jurisdiction. We all are entitled to one vote.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So everybody can continue. I think that internet. Go ahead, sir.
He's talking, but it's like we're not hearing him.
No, he's not talking yet. Mr. Youboty, go ahead.
I see him talk. I see him more shaking. Something is going on.
You say hello. Let's see. Say hello. Yes. Yeah. Go in and come back. Oh God. Technology. Chairman, we got to bed. It's unfortunate, but we will make it.
It is just only Mr. Youboty case alone tonight, right, Mr. Gilson?
Yes. Just Mr. Youboty. Yes. After him, we're done. So let's just be patient. Mr. Youboty will come back on right now, and then I will let him in. I don't know what's wrong with his phone. It could be internet problem too. If you got slow internet, sometimes it disturbs your audio and stuff like that. It's not on yet. It's not on yet. It's not on yet. It's not on yet. Man, this can carry the time. I might have to call him. We can. Okay, I see him come here.
Mr. Jeru.
Yeah, we can hear you now, sir.
This is not fair to me. I'm trying to be part of the show. People keep calling me. And anytime they call me, they interrupt my broadcast.
Don't tell them to stop calling you that.
I have no way. I don't know how I can stop them. I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't know. Go ahead, man. We understand, sir. We understand. Somebody call him again. Maybe he's off again.
No, hold on. I'm not off. I'm here.
Okay.
Don't you have an alternative phone?
No, whoever you want phone in the time. So, okay, go ahead. We're hearing you.
Okay. I'm in the studio, right?
Yes, you are in. You are in. You're off.
You use the time to inform the public. If anybody have any reason to call Mr. Youboty, they need to stop calling in.
Look, everyone, please stop calling Mr. Youboty.
Yeah, that sounds good, Uriah. That sounds good.
Please stop calling Mr. Youboty. Please.
Either
everyone, please stop calling him.
My hearing or
Okay, go ahead.
who intention, one or the two. I don't know, but they need to stop calling me.
Okay,
Please,
go ahead, sir.
To me, please, whether you are in favor of what I'm doing or not, just listen to it. But anytime you call me, you interrupt me. I try to put it on the airplane mode, but then when I did that, it says I have problem with connection, so I put it.
Yes, you can't do that. Then the connection will not be there. Okay, the man answer your question.
Okay, the last question. Okay, the question I asked him was, what was his position? He said he's a national board member representing Rhode Island, and he's under the gavel of Omega Kala as a national board chair. I think that was the last thing I heard.
Okay.
Interrupted.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for answering that question, Mr. Brown. In your introduction, you did not say all of that. But the reason I asked that is, if you are a board member.
A point of order, Mr. Moderator. Mr. Youboty has the floor to ask questions.
He's asking questions. Go ahead, sir.
As a board member, sir, when was the last time you paid your board sitting fees, or when was the last time you attended any board meeting? Did he hear me?
He heard you. He will respond.
Okay. I have the record, so if you said it right or wrong, I will set him straight.
Hello, Mr. Youboty.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Youboty.
Yes, sir.
We should not play the.
Please answer the question.
No, Mr. Brown.
Please answer the question. When was the last time you paid a board?
Mr. Moderator.
No board due.
Mr. Moderator.
If you
Mr. Moderator.
Last month, I will make a comment.
Mr. Moderator.
Yes. I
see you and the chair that are crowding in on the protester. We are the moderators. You are the head moderator. We should be listening for relevant questions, not just any question.
Mr. Wright, let us just wait.
Yes. So let Mr. Brown answer the question. When was the last time you pay your board due? When was the last time you went to board meeting? There's a reason why
they say individual board member don't pay board sitting fee.
Well, let me say that.
Mr. Wright, you are not there to answer for Mr. Brown.
Here we know if the question is on point or not on point. We are guarding the process.
You leave that with the presiding, Mr. Wright. Leave that with the presiding alone, please.
Right. Let the man answer his own question, sir. Please, Mr. Wright, I'm begging you.
Mr. Wright, you are not there to explain.
Please,
hold on. Yeah, I can answer the question.
It's a simple question.
Yes, I can answer the question.
You pay board due.
Yeah,
if there's no board due, say Mr. Youboty, we don't pay board due. When the last time you went to a meeting, you will say, I went there last month. Maybe he has a question about the letter that was written. Whether they invited you to the meeting you attended. I don't want to put words here.
Listen.
No, but you're making me to put words in the mouth. I say,
you cannot put words in my mouth. I can speak for myself, but I just want. When I ask my question, nobody should tell me my question is irrelevant.
My man, please answer the question. Okay. We are here to guide the process.
Okay. The last time I ever attended board meeting was 2021. When we went to the board meeting, certain things happened in the board meeting, and it was till death. It was heated. I cannot disclose it yet now. So from that point, we start gathering numbers to see, because everything down there we vote, and the issue that has to do with payment, Othello Brown cannot go pay my board fee member to go pay money. That's the chapter pay. So they should ask my president. The president have all the document on him. So for that money issue, it's not my issue. But I tell you, the last time I attended a board meeting, and what unfold when we attended the board meeting, I cannot give you the nitty-gritty of it. But peacefully, I'm asking. You can ask any question or answer it, but if I'm to ask, I hope the chair lady and I say it's irrelevant.
Answer the question, sir, please. Don't preempt
us. I did not even say that.
It's irrelevant.
Don't preempt us, please. Okay. Yeah, don't.
Look, Mr. Brown, don't talk like that. Excuse me, Mr. Presiding. I didn't even say a word to you, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, you did.
No. Okay, be clear. Be factual.
Chair, let's move on. Let's move on.
Okay, all right.
Don't preempt us. Okay. Don't think that you will ask a question and we say irrelevant.
Yeah.
Good.
Don't preempt us.
Good.
Don't do that.
We are wasting time. The man should be finished asking questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Mr.
If the click is there, the click will tell it.
Okay. So, Mr. Brown, I'm hearing you saying, even though you're supposed to pay your $100 sitting fees every year, since you became a board member, you are not paying any sitting fee. You leave that with your local chapter. But the record will show, if we subpoena it, that your local chapter is only entitled to pay her $300 sitting fee at the national convention.
The board
member is supposed to a $100 board sitting fee to the board. So you're telling us that you did no such thing. That what you are saying, that what you're saying now, right?
No. So the question is, you have not paid any $100 board sitting fee, correct?
We don't pay $100, correct?
Okay, thank you.
We don't pay $100, correct?
Thank you.
You pay $100 board sitting fee.
Mr. Youboty, please, you will do that in your opening
statement. Board you can discuss?
You will do that in your opening statement.
No, number one, before Brown asked me question of fire protest, as a sitting board member, he has to be entitled to the right and the privilege. And paying your board sitting fee gave you that right and privilege. He's not going to be a renegade.
Mr. Youboty, let's go like this. Mr. Youboty, any citizen of Grand GGAA Association can file protest, not only board members. So let's move on.
Okay, number two. The letter written to my administration by the board stated that the board chairman called board meeting 9 times and board members did not come. So they made what they call administrative decision to my administration.
What's your question, sir?
So I am saying, if you were not a part of that meeting and the board made administrative decision granting me quote-unquote time indefinite, how am I responsible for the letter that came from the board to me? How am I supposed to know all these things? Othello Brown were not there, therefore I will not honor the letter. How am I responsible?
So what's your question?
I want to know, how am I responsible for his dereliction of duty? He was supposed to be in the board meeting, he was not there. The people made a decision and wrote me, and he wasn't there. So because of dereliction of duty, he did not do what he's supposed to do. How am I responsible for him being AWOL?
Okay, let's see if what Othello Brown's answer.
Yeah.
I would have shifted that question a different way, but that's okay. Mr. Brown?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Youboty. I continue to say, if we start to play the game, we'll not leave from here because I have the tentacles. The first thing, Mr. Youboty, you should understand is that everything we do in the board, this is the board rule. This is the Boogle letter. This is the board rule. This is the Boogle letter.
Mr. Brown,
yeah.
The main question is,
yes,
you didn't attend meeting. The board called meeting. The board didn't get anybody to come. You were not there, and the board made administrative decision. How can you expect him to be responsible for that letter?
Exactly.
That's why Mr. Gibson, the chairman, the commissioner, in law, you did law and I did law. They say ignorance of the law is no excuse. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. There's nothing in the board rule that says without quorum you can have meeting. So if he does not know,
you answer the question.
Does not know, he should know today.
You answer the question, sir. You answer the question.
Mr. Jeru.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Brown. Hello?
Yeah, he's listening to you. Yes. Go ahead. He got
Mr.
Brown,
analogy. I want to give you an analogy, right?
No, you're asking questions, sir. You can do
the question I'm asking, the analogy is not a question. It's a question.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Mr. Brown, you are a Liberian. You are aware of the so-called arch rival called Barrow and IE. Let's assume Barrow and IE were playing 90 minutes. 88 minutes to the time the referee blew for penalty for Barrow. Barrow kicked that ball and scored. Game over, Barrow won. IE protest. Should they take the victory away from Barrow or should they just deal with the referee?
Good question. Go ahead.
Mr. Youboty, there's no correlation. There is no correlation.
There's no correlation.
You're not arguing.
There's no correlation.
Okay, Mr. Brown.
There's no correlation. So I can answer it. There's no correlation. So I can answer it.
Okay.
Answer my question.
The message can't answer it. Move on.
So I can't answer, but there's no correlation. No correlation.
I can't answer my question. So I myself too can refuse to answer your question if you ask me if I choose to. Then you don't want to.
Hey, listen, guys. Mr. Youboty, every answer he gave is an answer. If you say I'm unable to answer,
no, you cannot answer. It's an answer.
He is unable to answer because he said there's no correlation between what we are doing and the analogy you gave.
You
can't force him. You can't force him.
Okay, let me go to my next question.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let the record show that Mr. Brown refused to answer a very logical analogy. Let the record show. Okay, number 3. GGAA Constitution says something about protest. Like I always say, Constitution is written intention for intention, not word for word. In the Constitution, it is stated that when something happens and you don't like it, election result, you got 48 hours. But if there's any other protest, you got 30 days. The letter written to James Youboty administration extending his time indefinitely was written. What time was that letter written to me, sir? Mr. Brown. The letter written
Mr. Youboty is not the best witness to answer that question. It is your
letter written,
Mr. Youboty.
Okay, the letter written to me. Okay, Mr. Jerry, I got you.
Thank you.
The letter written to me was written March 5, 2021. GGAA Constitution says if you disagree with anything, you have a protest. You got up to 30 days to express yourself.
What's your question, sir? What's your question?
So I am saying,
can you please
the letter written to
what you saying?
Mr. Jerry, can you give me chance, please? Mr. Jerry, can you give me chance?
Yes,
I'm making my premise, sir. I'm making my premise, sir.
I'll give it to you, Mr. Youboty. Okay. Brown, don't talk across the road, please.
I'm making
hold your peace. Hold your peace. When it comes to you, you will speak. Mr. Youboty, go ahead.
Okay. The letter written to me was dated March 5, 2021. GGAA Constitution says if you have protest, you got up to 30 days to express your dissent. from March 5, 2021 to February 17, 2023. Has it been less than 30 days or more than 30 days, Mr. Brown?
You can answer,
I'm
Mr.
not in the
Brown.
know what you're talking about.
He said he doesn't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm just saying, granular Constitution says if you have a protest, you got 30 days to file a protest.
Can
So
you
from
give
March
us
5,
sure, can you
2021.
please indicate what part of the granular Constitution, sir?
Oh, then I will have to turn off my video and go come and read it because it's there.
Well,
I mean, you'll hear my voice.
wait.
My voice will be there. Everything is on my phone. My voice will be there. I'm not exiting. I'll just go and put it on. You will be hearing me. I will read it right now. You still hearing me, right?
We are hearing you.
Okay, I will read it. It's in the granular Constitution. It says something about protest. Right here,
Okay.
granular
I thought you
Constitution. I'm
should
looking
make
at it.
that kind of statement in your opening statement rather than doing it as a question, because I don't know if you're going to achieve your objective, but I would have made that kind of statement in my opening statement to expound
No,
on it.
you told me to ask him questions. So I'm asking him that the Constitution says if you have a protest, you should do it within 30 days.
But the man said he doesn't know what you're talking about. So ask another question. He didn't say you don't want to answer. He said you don't know what you're talking about.
Because he's not reading it. I want you to read it. Let me know the
Brother
provision.
Presiding,
Yes, ma'am.
Brother Presiding,
Yes, sir. Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you ever so much. I think Mr. Brown came in by saying, I don't know what you are talking about, only because the chapter and the section was not being quoted by Mr. Youboty. So can we please look at him here? Thank you, Othello. So I think in this life, Mr. Youboty are going back to his constitution. Let us just give him a chance to add out the part of the constitution that said that, then Mr. Brown can come in. Thank you ever so much.
Yeah, we are waiting. We are waiting for you.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the Constitution right now. I'm in the Constitution right now. The commission shall be automatically dissolved. The commission shall scrutinize candidates, election officer, except.
Can I help you to read it?
Yeah, it's in Article 8.
Okay, Article 8H. Let me read it for you. No, can't waste time. Article 8H say all election
Mr. Jaru.
No, listen, German.
No. I want
Hold on.
You want to tell us to speak to
and read something to somebody. The judge.
Okay, Mr. Jeru.
You're not judge. First of all, you're not judge.
We are quasi judges. Let me just read it for you so we can move forward.
Mr. Jeru, how do you know that this is the Constitution, Mr. Youboty want to quote?
Nothing. Please.
Mr. Jeru, I found it. Mr. Jeru, I found it.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a challenge to all conduct.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Youboty.
Okay, it's a challenge to all conduct and results of the election shall be made no later than 48 hours following announcement of the election result. However,
the provision, the
Article 8, Section F. Article 8, Section F. Article 8, Section F. You see Article 8, Section F?
Yeah.
So Youboty, I don't see Section L in Article 8.
Section F. F as in Frank. F as in Frank.
Oh, F as in Frank. Okay.
Yeah, can you read it, Mr. Jeru, please?
It says challenges to conduct and result of election shall be made no later than 48 hours following the announcement of the election result. Is that what you wanted me to read?
What is
Yes,
the correlation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what's your question?
What I'm saying, that's the only place where it has protest.
Okay.
So Constitution is rating intention for intention.
Okay.
That Mr. Brown had problem with Mr. Kala letter. He had 48 hours, 2 days to 30 days to file protest. So Mr. Brown, from May 21, 2020, from May 5, 2021 to February 17, 2023, is it more than 30 days or less than 30 days, sir?
Come back on video, sir. We
Thank you,
already
Mr. Youboty.
Can you come back on video?
Okay, I'm coming back.
Let me answer it quick. Let me deal with quick. Yeah. What? Ooh. Oh.
No, Othello, please.
Othello, you can't do that.
Oh, Mr. Youboty.
Mr. Presiding,
Mr. Youboty, are you hearing
this
me?
is the chairperson.
Yes, ma'am.
Please let us watch our voice, Mr. Brown. From the initial stage, it was stated the way we address issue have to be observed. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Youboty, are you hearing me?
Let me bring Mr. Youboty back on screen, please. Hold on.
Are you hearing me, Mr. Youboty?
Yes,
He's not hearing you yet. Now he's here now. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Youboty. Thank you for reading your provision. But I just want to tell you in a peaceful manner that we, the board, we have our rules, and our rules is different. The Constitution gave us the right to carve our rules. The Constitution, they want talking about election. They want you just read talking about election. They're not talking about board chairman writing you letter. They're not, hey.
Mr. Brown.
No, let him answer, please. Let him answer. When you finish, you will come back. Go ahead, Mr. Brown.
Whatsoever you read just now, I said, give you 48 hours, give you 30 days, give you other one. They're all about election.
Woo.
Election. There's nothing there that talk about the letter, Mr. Omika Carlo. This is the letter Omika Carlo sent you. That Omika Carlo sent. There's no correlation from what you read. And what I want you to understand, this is the board rule. I'm going to tell you about quorum. The reason. Listen, the reason is that what you just said, Mr. Carlo do not have the authority, according to our board rules. He do not have the authority to take the lateral decision. He do not have the authority as a board chairman because there was no quorum. We operate on quorum and we vote. So if you don't have quorum, there is no session. You can do nothing.
Mr. Brown.
That's why I say ignorance of the law is no excuse. Because probably you don't know about the board rules.
Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir.
Is Jean Youboty a member of the board?
No.
Is Jean Youboty subject to the Constitution of Grand Youth Association?
Correct.
Does Grand Youth Association supersede any other sub-rules, whether from local chapter or the board?
Correct. Grand Youth Association supersede
all. So I read my case, Mr. Commissioner. I'm pleading with you. I'm done with questioning Mr. Brown. Okay. I'm urging you. I'm telling you that a protest is frivolous.
No, you can wait.
A protest is time bar.
You can wait when you're ready to make your opening statement.
You have 30 days to have filed that protest.
Mr. Youboty, if your time ready to make your opening statement, you can make all of these nice points. But for now, you rest your question, right?
I rest my question.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Teru.
Yes.
Right now, I'm only talking about procedure. I didn't even go to the screws and the meat of his so-called protest.
Okay, you want to go there? We can give you the chance.
Okay. So let's get to his so-called protest. He stated, and I paraphrase, because I'm going to read a letter, I got to get off video again. But from what I read, from what I read is that he stated that I served 4 elected years. Therefore, I am barred according to the Constitution. Didn't you say that, Mr. Brown, that I've been there?
No. You misinterpreted me.
No. Stop. Let you finish. Don't do that, bro.
Mr. Brown,
be patient.
You said I served for 4 elected years. Therefore, I am barred according to the Constitution. Didn't you read that, sir?
Well, what's the question, sir?
There's a question. He said, I
thought you said put your question to rest.
No, I said I put for the procedure, whether you were even qualified to be filing protests and all that. That is correct. Okay, now we're getting into the meat of a protest.
Mr. Youboty, that is not a question. It's obvious. The man
Mr.
said it in
Brown.
the letter. We gave you the letter so they make an answer. It's overburdening the record. So we don't want to overburden the record. Go to the question.
The question is, he stayed there, I stayed there for 4 years, therefore I am not eligible to run again. So
Okay.
I am saying that I was elected in Minnesota 2019 to serve for 2 years. Did I now, Mr. Brown?
Thank you. That's a question. Did he not serve for 2 years,
Did
elected for 2 years?
was I
Hold on, let him
elected
answer.
for 2 years
Let
in
him answer.
Minnesota?
Let him answer. Let him answer your question. Mr.
Okay.
Brown, if you don't understand the question, was Youboty not elected for 2 years?
Yes, he was elected for 2 years.
Okay, thank you. Didn't the Constitution say after election, 12 months after election, we should have a convention? That will be May 2020. Mr. Brown, did we have convention May 2020?
It's a great question. Go ahead and answer.
Yeah, but
It's a great question.
Either yes or no, sir. Either yes or no. Yes
Mr.
or no.
Youboty,
Did we have convention
Mr.
May
Let
2020, sir?
him answer. You and he
Mr.
cannot
Youboty.
filibuster. Then we not understand. Leave it
Mr.
with us.
Youboty,
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
you can, with all due respect, you can tell me how to answer question.
No, you won't. But the question
So
is,
allow me
was
to
there-
answer the question legally.
Okay.
You're not
Go
talking
ahead.
to Mayor Othello
Okay,
Brown.
let me repeat the question, sir.
Well, he understands the question.
Okay.
Mr. Othello Brown,
Yeah.
the Constitution say after election there must be a convention after 12 months. Was there any elect or convention held?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And if I may ask you, Constitution says 24 months after the president is elected, there will
Can you
be
please be quoting the thing? I want follow. Can you
Please,
please be
oh
quoting
God.
the
Just take your notes. Please take your notes. So you can't look that you are filibustering because when you're ready to talk, when you're ready to do it, we'll catch up.
Yes.
We don't want you to interrupt him so you can enjoy the same privilege.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mr. Youboty.
Okay, we didn't have convention 12 months later, which was May 2020. Mr. Brown admitted. 24 months later, we will be May 2021. We're supposed to have election May 2021. Mr. Brown, did we have election May 2021, sir?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Brown, the last time I checked, you are a human being, you live on earth. Why didn't we have convention May 2020 and election May 2021? Why
He's
was
not
the
the best witness, Mr. Youboty. He cannot answer the question. He's not the
But
best
you will
witness.
not jump in front of him, Mr. Jerry.
No,
You might
I can't.
answer.
No, I can't.
But
I can't.
Brother Presiding, can I
Yeah.
come in 1 minute?
Yeah.
Mr. Youboty, we had a ground rule. You address the person by saying Mr. Brown, Mr. Youboty, Mr.
Okay,
and Right, Mr.
right.
Jeru, and Jada.
I,
Yeah, you
I,
can't say.
I apologize.
Let me make a clarification here, Mr. Brown. Mr.
Mr.
Youboty.
Brown,
If-
my
Mr.
bad.
Youboty, Mr. Youboty, question that you're supposed to answer, you can't ask him. You're asking the man to tell you whether you had your convention 2024. Why you didn't have election? You are the president. You should be telling us why you didn't have convention, not Mr. Brown. That's why I said you cannot answer the question because he's not the best witness for that.
I see. Okay, Mr. Brown, you will agree with me that we didn't have convention May 2020 because of Corona. Will you agree with that, sir?
Thank you. That's a good question.
Will you agree with that, sir?
Yeah, so what? Let him answer.
Okay. Is he
It's
on?
like Othello did.
Yeah, Mr. Youboty.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we did not have convention.
Because of Corona, sir, a global pandemic. Do you agree?
Mr. Youboty, you have to let Mr. Brown answer your question in full. Then we
Okay.
will know from which expected to come in.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
Okay, Mr.
When you
Brown,
ask, you get him chance to answer you in that same way. We will also tell him to take time as he approaches you as well.
Okay.
Let
then.
us not do cross section of talking, please.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Brown,
Mr.
can you answer? Uriah went back. Mr. Brown, can you answer the question? Did he asking you? Okay, you did. Yeah, you said we didn't have convention. But he asking you a counter question. Was we didn't have convention because of Corona. True or false?
Truth.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Youboty.
Thank you. And 24 months later, we did not have election because of the same Corona, a global pandemic. Do you agree, sir?
Mr. Youboty, can you please put your question, pose your question instead of statement?
Just hold on. Yeah, Mr. Youboty, the man already answered the question. Yes, because of Corona.
No, I went to 24 months now. The first one was 12 months.
He's not the best witness. He cannot answer that. You should, the president, you should tell us why we didn't have convention 24 months later.
No, you told me to be asking him questions. You said I shouldn't.
He's supposed to answer questions that he's supposed to answer. They may can't answer your question. You are the president. Why you didn't hold election 24 months? He should be asking you that. Or if you want him to answer, Mr. Brown, go ahead and answer. For the sake of the process, we'll let Mr. Brown answer.
If y'all give me time, I will answer everything from Mr. Youboty.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Running around.
Go ahead, Mr. Youboty. Ask the question. Let him answer. Mr. Youboty, go ahead and answer your question. You will answer.
Okay. In the Constitution article you read, you admitted earlier that I was elected for 2 years in Minnesota. Mr. Brown, my 2 years expired May 2021. We were supposed to have had an election. Election was not held because
of the question, sir.
Do you agree to
Brother
that?
Prezadi? Brother Prezadi? Can I come in 1 minute to speak or something?
He already asked the question, Mr. Chair. Yeah. Mr. Brown, do you agree that he didn't have election because of pandemic? Yes or no?
Oh, Mr. Youboty, please ask me your question. Because what you asking, I can't get it. Ask me your question.
Now, but more club group amba. Now, one club.
No. Question and with question mark. And a statement and with
Madam Chair,
I'm speaking the best English. You're not understanding.
Oh, man.
The only other language I know besides English is Crown. So if you want me to speak Crown, I'll speak Crown.
Yeah, speak the Crown. Speak the Crown.
That means you can understand Kunabo or
speak the Crown. Somebody can understand Kunabo the way Capri.
If you flow into a Kunabo group, speak it. I will understand it. If you really speak Kunabo, then speak it. I will understand.
Gentlemen, we're not here to joke, man. Please stop the kind of thing.
We are not joking, but I asked the man the question, then he said, you're not understanding what I'm saying. So I don't know what else you want me to say. Well, okay, let's leave that alone. Mr. Brown, you read that the Constitution says, first you admitted I was elected for 2 years in Minnesota. You admitted to that. Constitution says an elected officer shall not occupy the office for 4 years. But you agree that I was elected for only 2 years. So how does that clause apply to me?
Thank you.
I was not elected for 4 years. I was elected for 2 years.
Hold on. You asked a very good question, Mr. Brown. The man said you said he was elected for 2 years, but your protest say he has served for 4 years. How do you reconcile the both?
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Commissioner. Mr. James Youboty, according to the Constitution, they said elected officers may be eligible for re-election, provided that no person shall hold the same office, the same elective office for more than 4 consecutive years. For more than 4 consecutive years. So rudimentary mathematics. Can he check for the time he was serving as president when he won the election up to now? How many years have accumulated? Can he tell me?
How many years is it? You're not asking a question. You answer his question.
Mr.
Youboty, please stand.
Yeah.
Please stop.
It's 4 years.
Thank you.
4 years.
Mr. Brown, didn't you admit that Jane Youboty was elected president of Grand Youth Association May 2019 for 2 years? You admitted to that? You said yes earlier.
I
Didn't you
said
say that?
he was elected for 2 years. The first time, yeah.
Good. And you also admitted we didn't have convention 12 months later, we didn't have election 24 months later because of Corona. You admitted to that earlier, right?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Good.
Yes,
So
yes.
the constitutional clause said the officer shall not say and quote unquote elected office for 4 years. You read it yourself. Didn't you say that, sir? You
If you
said
want me
that,
to read
right?
it, I can say read it. You want me to
No,
read
you
it
read
again?
it earlier.
No, you're not reading it. Did you not read that the person cannot occupy an elected office for 4 years? Yes or no?
The Constitution provides that elected officer cannot, the elected officer may not be eligible, that the word is used, may not be eligible, that the word is used. So I want you to take it down.
Mr.
For re-election.
Mr. Commissioner,
yes.
The Constitution says
you can't make statement. You can't make statement when you're.
I'm making my premise, sir. I'm making my premise. You can make. You can ask questions.
Okay, go ahead, make your premise. But if it's a question, I will hold you up. Go ahead.
Mr. Othello Brown, did the Constitution say?
Madam Bear, you are listening to something. Madam Bear, it's coming from you.
Somebody on echoing.
Madam Bear, it's coming from you. Go up and come back in.
But I don't know. It's not even on speaker. I'm at long here, so no sound, no television, no radio on. I'm gonna go on and come back.
Okay, Mr. Youboty, let me see.
Hello.
Yeah.
Did somebody just come in?
Madam Bear, just go up and come back. Let's see.
All right.
Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Madam Bear again. Go ahead, Mr. Youboty.
Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir.
Did the Constitution say the president shall be elected for 2 years and is eligible for re-election 2 years thereafter? Did the Constitution say that, sir?
No.
The Constitution said the president shall be elected for 2 years and is eligible for re-election 2 years thereafter. So from 2019 to 2021, that 2 years, I was eligible for re-election. But you agree with me that because of Corona, we didn't have election. Therefore, I'm still in my first term. Do you agree, sir?
Mr. Youboty, no, that's a violation. You're not in your first term. That's a violation. If I were to ask you my question, I'll tell you what make a violation. But the answer I'll give you, that's a violation.
It is in the Constitution. You want me to go find it and come back and do that? Constitution says, no, but he is.
He does not have to confirm what you say.
Okay.
He doesn't believe what you say. So go ahead and ask the questions.
Okay, I am saying,
yeah.
Constitution says, my first term is over 2 years thereafter at the last business section of the convention. Then we have election on Sunday where the board will preside. Did the Constitution say that, sir?
No. He said
he is joking, sir. He is for real, for real. If you come here to
please ask your question.
Nothing I can do.
If
you come here to joke, nothing I can do.
But Mr. Brown, we're making the case and you wait. Mr. Youboty, before someone asks a constitutional question, you read that section. You have not read no section, he cannot say yes and no to your question. That's why they say no.
Good.
If you read it, it says, yeah, it's what the Constitution says. A, B, C, D. Is it not correct? Then the man will respond. But you don't read nothing, how the man will respond.
You're right. You are so right, Mr. Gerald. You are so right. I'm bringing it on. I'm
You
in the
know,
Constitution right now.
no law, they won't tell me what thing.
Okay. I'm bringing it on right now.
Mr. Jaru?
Yeah.
Is there a time limit to this hearing tonight, or we might go as long as questions are popping in and then we have time on this thing? Because my understanding is after Mr. Youboty asked this question,
let's give you 5 more minutes. You're right. Let's give.
But we have to ask Othello question before he comes to explain. Get question, then we ask the questions.
That was going 3 hours.
Okay, Mr. Jeru.
Yeah.
Let's do it this way, okay? You are writing down what we say, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm taking note.
I would say before the honorable body that it is written in Grand Youth Association Constitution that, okay, let the record show I'm done with questioning Othello Brown because he does not want to answer truthfully my question. So I'm done with questioning. I just want you to put this on the record, sir.
Okay, we'd like to discard this part that say he's not answering truthfully, but we'd like to acknowledge that Mr. James Youboty has ended his question. So, Mr. Youboty, you can come back on video.
Okay, I am.
Madam Bell, you are welcome back. I think it was you. When you left, the problem was solved. Mr. Brown, Mr. Youboty can come back on video if you want. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. I just want to write down the caveat.
Commissioner's question.
I just want to write down the caveat before we go to commissioner question. Please.
Yeah, go ahead.
So in your note. So be on the record.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let the record show my listening audience that Mr. Othello Brown is, quote unquote, prevaricating. In other words, you don't want to be truthful. The Constitution said, and I paraphrase.
Who's that?
What? Mr. Zeru, you can verify this in the Constitution is there. The Constitution says, and I paraphrase, that an elected officer shall be in a terms of office for 2 years. After he is elected, he is inaugurated. 12 months later, he have convention. Youboty did not have convention because of Corona. 24 months later, Youboty did not have election because of Corona. Constitution says after 2 years, you are eligible for re-election. Youboty did not go for re-election because of Corona.
Mr. Youboty, please stop right there. Thank you very much. We'll note your caveat, but you cannot make a statement because it's not time for you to make your opening statement. So you can save that. Thank you very much, guys. And please, we don't want interruption with the commissioner's questions. If you don't understand, please ask the commissioner. The commissioner, he will rephrase his question. And all questions asked by the commissioners cannot be interrupted. Thank you very much. Mr. Uriah Son.
Yes.
Ask Mr. Brown your questions.
Mr. Brown, are you aware of the letter written to Mr. Youboty?
I heard that there was a letter from Ominga Tau and Ominga to Mr. Youboty.
So when you heard, did you inquire what kind of letter was it?
Oh, before I heard on the radio that there was a letter on print over radio. That's a letter from Ominga Tau to Mr. Youboty. And I was curious to know the content of that letter. So when they read the letter, because we as a board, we work as a team. We have the majority block and we have the what? We have the minority block. So we start to do the consultation, and then it's very clear that he told you the latter decision. And it's not your position. So I don't want to pay him, nobody in the board pay no attention. Yeah. So we're not even looking at it, we're not even see it. Because it's a gross violation of our constitution. The board constitution.
So,
Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
Mr. Son is freezing. Mr. Son is freezing. I think his internet is problem. But the question he asked was, when you heard about it, what did you do?
Good.
Oh, when I heard about it on radio, I asked that they read it so I look and get to know. And then From there, I started to call my fellow board member then, and we all knew it was a Google letter, so we don't pay attention to Google letter.
Okay. Mr. Son is having internet issue. So I don't know if Nelson want to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, let Nelson can come in. When Son come back, we'll put him on the back burner for additional question. Go ahead, Mr.
Good evening, listeners and participants on this platform right now. First of all, I want to tell, because I see some comments popping up that my name is being mentioned by two persons, Mr. Prince Double and Honorable Milton Kai. I can't respond to the comment because I'm on one screen. I can't do a second screen, but I will certainly read the comments and appropriately reply at the time that it will be available to me. Saying that, Mr. Brown, good evening.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
The protest that we are talking about, because for me, I consider it a concern. The concerns you raised, or one of the moderators also referred to as protest. The protest, are you filing them in your capacity as a GGAA member or in your capacity as a member of the board of directors of GGAA?
Well, this was filed in my capacity as Othello Brown, a bona fide member of GGAA.
Thank you. Thank you for the answer. The second question here is that I'm thinking which one to put first. Yeah. Because I want to make sure I understand you well.
Your election commissioner is rough.
No, it's not rough at all. I don't even have to ask questions, but I just asking for the public to know that you asked a particular question. You said that when you guys heard about the discussion of this letter written by Mr. Ominga Kala, you guys, were considered, well, this is a bogus letter. But you guys are national board members, and your chairperson wrote a bogus member, and based on that bogus member, somebody was still maintaining his position as president of the Grand GGAA Association in Americas. Did you think that such a bogus letter going to have the kind of impact that we're going to award somebody a gift? Because you decided not to do anything about it. It means that you and your guys who thought that way. It means you guys accepted based on the bogus letter. You guys accepted Youboty as president.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. The first thing I want to tell you that we have a situation, and the situation was unforeseen circumstances, meaning the issue here about was what? It was unintended, we call it unintended repercussion. What happened that when you met during Ebola or pandemic, and those are all unintended repercussion, and it's a national phenomenon. GGAA was in our classes. We was in our classes with ourselves. There were no GGAA member, 40 GGAA member. We don't have constitutional classes. We only have a pandemic that the whole world was affected. You understand? So he was working as a president. So by not giving letter, it doesn't matter. The man took over 75,000 from our account to get to the brother.
Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown,
Yeah.
Please don't do ultra-virus issue, please.
Okay, no problem.
Please don't say the man, Mr. Youboty is what we want.
You keep saying the same thing with you.
The honorable president spoke.
Mr. Brown,
it's not in accordance with that of what you are being asked.
Accountability, please. You answered the question already. I think I got up whether I agree with you or not. The next question is, the next question is, since May of 2021, when because of the coronavirus, we didn't have a convention and Mr. Youboty put as president, has the Omega Kala led board had any a board meeting to either respond from an inquiry from the president or to inquire from the president what is going on with GGAA in terms of financial report or general state of the association report? Anything? Did you have any meeting regarding the GGAA as the national board?
Thank you. You see, it should be my question. I wanted to ask. I I'm asking because it's a two-phase issue. Mr. Youboty is not a board member, so I can't ask a question for obligatory, but there's no document. There's no meeting minutes to attest that we have meeting, we have quorum. No, absolutely no. And the board rule say it. If you read the board rule, this is the board rule. You read the board rule, have a common rule here. And the board rule says Article 6, Section 1. Article 6, Section 1.
Point of order, Othello. The question I'm asking about board meeting. I'm not talking about whether Omega have authority or not. I'm saying whether the GGAA board has ever met for a letter, but on the board will be calling the president to book to see whether there's information from the administration. First of all, we go every quarter financial report, state of the association report, interaction. There was a major project going on. You guys need to be informed so that the entire GGA body show that they are informed. All these things. I'm gonna ask whether the board are any meeting in the general course of the duty of the board.
No.
Thank you. About Mr. Presiding.
Mm-hmm.
I'll rest my questions.
Okay, go back to Uriah's son. Uriah's? Oh, he's going again. Okay, let me ask a few questions, and then if Uriah's come, we'll let him finish up his question. Mr. Brown?
Yes, sir.
In one of your answers, you said the last time you attended a meeting was in 2021. Am I correct about that? The last time you attended a meeting, board meeting, was in 2021. Am I correct about that?
You are correct.
Mr. Brown, you care to tell the commission what month of 2021 you had last attended a meeting?
As we speak, the last, it was in 2021, but I will call our secretary, because everything we do, we record it, so I can be exact, but I will not be exact with the date and everything.
Do you remember the month?
2021 to 2023.
Do you remember the month?
Yeah?
Do you remember the month in which you attended the last meeting? Not the date or the hour. I don't want any of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 2021. It should be before May. Yeah, before May.
So
it was before May. And that meeting, we did not have
I'm assuming.
Yeah, we did not have that meeting.
So I'm assuming.
Yeah, we did not have that meeting because of ambiguity.
So I'm assuming that
there was a heavy noise, and I'm not able to discuss the board issue on this protest level. No.
So I'm assuming, sir, that you did not have any meeting in May or after May.
You assuming you did not have any meeting in May or after May? Before May.
I'm assuming correct
before
that
May.
On the 1st of May.
Before May, the meeting at Global was before May.
Yeah, so I'm
the meeting at Global was before May.
I'm asking a simple question, sir. I already understood you. My question, I want to be clear that from the 1st of May towards December, you don't remember having any meeting, correct?
What?
From the 1st of May towards December of 2021, you don't remember having any meeting at that time?
No meeting text doesn't came to me. No, nothing.
Thank you very much. In the meetings before May, including the one that were never held because of misunderstanding, was there at any time that the GGA election was discussed?
Well, probably they were going to build it up because, look, let me tell you, the meeting.
Yes or no, sir, is at any time before May, during all the meeting that you may have taken part in, were there any discussion about election?
The message, I hear you.
You hear me now? You not hear me? Oh, God. Go off and come back in. You can hear me now? Oh, good. You kept muting yourself. You hear me now?
Yeah. You are good. You're good.
Okay,
You're
so
good.
my question is, all of the meeting you held before May, anything about grand jury election coming up in January, in May of 2021, was it discussed at any point in time? No or yes?
Although the meeting we were called to have, when we went to that meeting, they read the meeting, and then I came up to say they should give all the power because they don't have me for a very long time. So I say I need the previous meeting.
So
when I said,
so by that answer, Mr. Brown, by that answer, I can surmise that there was no election issue discussed in any of the meeting you attended.
Very good. So when I asked, for the previous meeting, then we start.
It doesn't matter. That's fine. I already got the answer.
Okay.
The other question I want to ask you, Mr. Brown, based on your comment, you said that the board rules were violated. Am I correct?
Correct.
And you also said that Omika Kala writing a singular individual letter violated the board rules. Correct?
Correct.
Mr. Brown, can you tell this commission, is the board executive, does it exist on the board?
We have an executive.
Okay, so the board executive exists. What role does the executive play for the board?
Very good. The executive, we spread the executive, carry on the executive function. There we have the grievance committee chair.
No.
Yeah, we have different
set of chairs. They make decision on the board or not?
Oh, they are on leadership. They are on leadership.
Okay. So
decision on the board is based on majority two-thirds.
So if by your answer, the executive cannot make decision without the board meeting. By your answer, the executive cannot make any decision unless the board met in quorum. Am I correct?
Very good. So everything we do that, we vote. Yeah.
So if the board did not meet in quorum to make a decision for the executive to transmit, any decision coming from the executive will be considered legal or illegal?
Illegal.
So if you by your answer, the letter from the executive headed by Mr. Omika Kala is considered to be illegal to you?
Illegal.
Okay, so Mr. Omika Kala and his request to Mr. Youboty to continue the administrative work will not be accepted by the board.
To a point.
Yes.
To a point.
It's illegal. They violate the Constitution.
Yes, Mr. Jaru. Mr. Geru, if I understand your question clearly, do you say Mr. Kala request to the executive or he respond to the executive?
Well, if somebody say you are asked, it's a request. Anytime you write letter and say you are asked to continue, so it's to me, I understand like a request to me. But if you think it's not a request, I'm just asking based on our phrase. But it can be amended too. You know, it doesn't have to be a request. It can be amended too. So, do you recognize that? Oh, Mr. Let me backpedal a little bit. I got a few more questions, and I'll be done with you.
Okay. I have a question to Mr. Brown.
You will come back. You will come back.
Okay. I'm here. I'm here. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to. I will be asking him. We'll be confused.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Constitution. Let me read this portion and ask you a question. It says that elected officers may be eligible for re-election, provided that no person shall hold the same elective office for more than 4 years. Mr. Brown, what is your understanding of an elective office?
An elected officer is somebody who the National Conference elected to head.
Thank you. Thank you. So if
the elected officer there.
I kind of agree with you too. You myself, we have the same understanding. The conference meet and elect you. You are elected officer. After 2021 May, was James Youboty still an elected officer?
James Youboty, he was elected, and then the board went and put in what is voted.
I'm not asking that question. We'll go to board later. My question is, since elected officers in the Constitution are people who are elected by the conference, after May of 2021, was James Youboty, when the convention was not held, was James Youboty still an elected officer?
Oh, sure.
So if your understanding, if an election supposed to be held and it was not held, anyone in power continue with that same mandate?
Sure. Simple as that.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Now, let me read a portion of that letter from Mr. Youboty. It says, and I'm asking this based on your position as a board member, and I have a counter question for that. It says, and I read, I have scheduled, quote unquote, first paragraph, C or B. I have scheduled 9 different emergency meetings, but the National Board of Directors failed to reach a quorum for deliberation. Are you aware of any of the 9 meetings that Mr. Omega Carla called?
Well,
yes or no?
I'm not aware of any of the 9 meetings, quote unquote, you see. Yeah.
Mr. Brown, you are on the board. Your board executive is writing a letter to empower somebody who is not going to have an elected power. Have you questioned Mr. Omega? Why did you write this letter?
Yeah, thank you. We are not going to fight with blows. We use the instrument. We have the board rules.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. You are protesting today because Mr. Youboty is violating the Constitution. You are also the protector of the Constitution. You heard about this letter. You have a copy of that letter. Have you called Mr. Omega Carla and asking, what is the basis of this? You know you cannot write this letter until the board met and agreed on it. Why did you write this letter? Have you done that?
No, it's a Booker letter. It's a Booker. Mr. Gessinger, please let me speak, please. Yeah, I'm not answering no or yes. The letter is a Booker's letter, and this letter it violates our Constitution. So I'm not going wrong behind things. I'm not in the Constitution, so I don't pay attention because I know when it run around, it will come right back to the Constitution, and the Constitution all live on. There's nothing in our board rules that people can take unilateral decision. So anything you do as Booker, so ignorant of the law is no excuse. I'm too ignorant to be ignorant of the law.
My understanding to you, if Mr. Omega Carla wrote the bank or our bank and asked for money, that kind of letter will not demand your attention. Am I correct?
If Omega Carla, they stated it in our Constitution, the board cannot withdraw money from our account.
Let me state the question. If Omega Carla, with our board authorization, writes the bank and requests the bank to send money to him, will that letter claim your attention?
The bank cannot even honor it. It's not a rule.
That's what I'm asking.
We have rules governing the bank.
I'm not asking whether the bank will do it. Does that kind of letter from the board chair with our board meeting, writing a financial institution of the organization, will it claim your attention since the board did not have a quorum to discuss it?
Mr. Jeru?
Yes,
Jeru,
no, sir.
I will, no, listen, Mr. Jeru, I'm saying I want to be particularly clear that if Mr. Omega Tower having to write a letter to the bank for any amount of money, that means he stay ignorant of the law. He stay ignorant of the law. I'm not going to who is not know the law.
So will it claim your attention?
No, it will not work. So I'm not going to worry myself. You should be versatile in the law, understand the law. Why you doing a rating? They did 2 senators, they said administration. So you are not rating that for nothing to rating. Yeah.
Okay, since you've heard about the meeting, since you heard about this letter, has there been any meeting of the board that you have attended in recent time?
Since Mr. Double went on radio and said this, the board have been having meeting. I'm telling you, we have a mixed understanding, serious misunderstanding.
Okay.
If you give me the chance to go into, then you get some gist of what happening over like thing. At appropriate time, you see what happens.
We don't need to go there. We don't need to go there. I'm just going to be asking one or two more questions, and I'll be done with you. And Mr. Uriah Song will continue his question. Coming back to the elected office, when they say 4 years, are these 4 ordinary years or 4 elective years?
The year is 4 consecutive years.
Yeah, I understand.
4
I understand consecutive. I understand consecutive.
Yeah.
Forget about the consecutive. I understand forget consecutive. My question is, these 4 consecutive years are just any 4 consecutive years or 4 elective consecutive years?
No. The 4 consecutive years have been, you will be in power for 4 consecutive years.
So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you were elected. The Constitution does not matter whether you were elected. Once you spend 4 years, that's what matters.
Yes, that's what matters. That's why Constitution. That's why it says.
So what's your understanding of the Constitution that says the constitutional reading? That's my second to the last question. The Constitution says you cannot occupy the same elective position for 4 consecutive years. Why did the Constitution describe the kind of year to be elective?
Okay. The reason the Constitution says elective years was that you are elected as a president or you are elected as a secretary for the organization, and you've been holding on to that position up to 4 consecutive years. So based on that agreement, you can even come back to say, I will come. And then it'll be above 4, it'll be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 now. There's a violation.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me go to Mr. Uriah Son. You had a question and you didn't finish, you went off, so you can go ahead and ask your question.
Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir.
According to the Constitution and the board rules, how often the board is supposed to have meeting?
According to the Constitution and the board rules. Well, in our board rules here, we have section. We have the if anything is emergency, and then the chairman will put up an emergency and elect, and then we'll all converge and have the meeting. If it is an extraordinary meeting, you put on that elect, and then we all converge and have it. But certain time in the year, there was a misunderstanding within the board. Strong misunderstanding. Based on that misunderstanding, board members took their positions, and the chairman was operating unilaterally. So we are waiting. Okay, I don't want to go in depth. Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, as board member, according to the Constitution, whether emergency or not, in a year time, how many times the board supposed to have election? I mean, board supposed to have meeting, not election, but meeting.
How many times the board supposed to have meeting according to the board rules?
Board rules or Constitution?
Well, this is the Constitution that says in the area where the stipulated it, then we can dive into it. I know.
Well, you don't know. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Okay. All right, Mr. Brown. When was it? The last time you actually got to know that Mr. Youboty was writing a letter from your chairman to serve as president of this organization?
Well, I continue to say, nobody wrote anyone to tell anybody anything because it was bogus. I heard mine for me. I heard it from print over radio station.
Okay, so let's consider the way you put it. It's a Google letter. Now, as you see it as a Google letter, if from your chairman, the director of the board, chairman wrote a Google letter that you as a board mandate President Youboty to serve additional 2 years. How do you see it? Does it sound something good to the board or something bad to the board?
No, when they say the board read letter to extend Mr. Juboka, Mr. Juboka something, those who will take it because life is subject to interpretation. Those who understand it, they are just ignorant of the law. But I, for one, I will not take it. That's why I stand my ground.
Okay.
So those who understand that the board did it, that are business.
So do you believe? So do you believe what Mr. Kara did is wrong? Is against the Constitution? Do you believe that?
The Constitution.
Okay. Now that you know it's against the Constitution, what's supposed to be your role against Mr. Kara? That you know that he violated the Constitution. What are you supposed to? What role you supposed to play?
Excuse me. We are not. Mr. Kara violated our Constitution. Mr. Kala violated our Constitution. The only thing we can do, because we cannot get a concession, we cannot get a quorum to have a meeting. So other people thinking that when we go for convention, we'll have the board meeting there, we'll take steps to impeachment. Other people say this, but that's not I'm heading. That's what I'm heading to. All that I know, the law is simple. Ask anyone who did law in school. They say ignorance of the law is no excuse. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Because
so I understand why you're talking, sir. So I understand clearly that ignorant to the law is no excuse. Do you know that also applies to you?
Show me the form and manner, because life is the subject of interpretation.
Okay. You got to know that your chairman wrote a Google letter to the president to continue his term or to continue his administration. But you sat down and did not do anything. You heard it probably 2-3 months ago.
Yeah, Mr. Soon, thank you. We don't operate that way. We don't operate that way. Othello Brown alone will only have a saying, and the majority will have that will. You know what I mean?
I rest my question.
Othello Brown will have a saying, and the majority will have that will.
Okay, Mr. Brown, I rest my question.
Okay, we will go to Madam Chair, and after Madam Chair, if any commissioner have a follow-up question, we'll entertain that, and then we'll rest, and we'll go to Mr. James Youboty to make his direct statement, and then he will be questioned by Mr. Brown. Madam Chair?
Yep. How are you doing, Mr. Brown?
I'm good. I'm great. I'm doing great.
Amen. Mr. Brown, question number 1 says, when last you attended Grand GGAA Convention? What was the last convention you attended? When?
Grand GGAA Convention. I attended Grand GGAA Convention.
The last convention you attended, when? When and where, please?
No, I can just call it state name, but I'll call it state name, and then you figure it out, because the secretary should have all the records. Yeah.
Can you please don't say you?
We know. What state is that?
No. The other chair ask a question, please, Mr. Gibson.
I'm the moderator. I can come in anytime, Mr. Brown. Don't be here.
All right.
You never understood what I said. I can repeat that, Mr. Brown.
Okay.
Okay, in which way? You want me to repeat that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Where and since when you attended Grand GGAA Convention?
You can call the state. We'll know the year. Mr. Brown, please stop filibustering the chair lady. She asked you a simple question. Where did you attend the last convention? Call the state, will go ahead.
And but she said when again, when? So that
Okay, call the state.
when get there.
Call
But
the
we
state.
get no Wednesday.
But you attended a convention. You attended a convention in a specific year or particular year, and you should know the state. So
Yeah,
don't more quote me.
I'm calling the state name now. Then you check the record. I'm not secretary for the convention.
So what's the state? What's the state?
I will not attend a convention time, and I will not know the state name.
Madam Chair, what name you call the state?
I know the state name, but you want me to call it the year.
For the name of the state.
What's the state?
I attended Minnesota, and I attended Minnesota, and I attended Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio.
2017 and 2019.
Yeah, I said when last and where.
2017 and 2019.
I attended Minnesota.
2019.
So that 2019 was the last one you attended.
Thank you. That's the question. Thank you. Thank you. My next question says, Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
Which one of the chapter or the states you are representing on the board?
I'm representing the state of Rhode Island.
Okay. Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
When last you actually get to know about this letter that was written by the board?
Point of correction by the board chairman.
Yes, by the board chairman.
How they accepted?
Okay. Yeah, I got to know about it from Prince Edward radio station. One time I was playing radio. And
last month, last week? Last month, last week, last year?
I think, no, it's not in the month. Probably, I don't know. Prince Edward, no, man. Prince Edward radio station, I think, it's not in January. That Prince Edward. I don't want to be a Zab, but I heard from Prince Edward radio station.
Prince Edward,
he will tell me when you start playing, all I want to go find out. I got it from Prince Edward radio station.
So you can remember any day tonight, okay?
Oh no, I can't remember. I not told no to say I hear in the radio something now. But I'm gonna laugh already, and then
that's all right. Let it continue. Let it continue.
Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
I guess you had a board chairperson, and then according to you, you got the information concerning a cartoon communication to Mr. Youboty. Don't you think it was necessary that you ask or you inquiry from your board chairperson concerning that communication?
Thank you, Madam Chair, Chairperson. The first thing, Madam Chairperson, we who study the legal pertinent, if someone says something, you can't just dive into it. You look at the nitty-gritty of it. The man let us say there was no quorum, so he told you the latter decision. So as soon as I heard that about the end, then no day the letter just flow. Let it flow. Because it's of no use. That's why I make a book. That's why I kept calling the book up. Because he said he called meeting people and go according to code and code. No one go to the meeting, so he wrote letter. So that kind of letter I went wrong behind. No. I get to know that I wrong behind. Where you read book for?
Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
For the past meetings you've been attending as a board member, how many members the board contain?
When I attend the board meeting, I might be the member that can be present sometime.
No,
I repeat myself.
Total number of members in the board.
Hey man, for God, for Christ.
I mean, a commission question. A commission question. We can't overrule it. So
okay, commissioner, for the 2 years.
For the 2, thank you.
Mr. Brown, we are not here to joke.
No,
the word amen is only dedicated to the Bible. answer my question. If you want to, you can answer. If not, you can
He said
cancel.
42.
You
He said
don't.
42, Madam Chair.
So just give the figure.
He said 42.
Okay. All right. Mr. Brown, being part of the board member that was sent for Rhode Island to serve on the national board. The last convention that was held in Cleveland, Ohio. Did you ever find out from any board member to know who presided during that convention?
Did I ask any board member to know who presided the convention?
In Cleveland, yes or no?
Yeah.
I was there.
Who presided, Mr.
Very
Brown?
good. Very good.
We have board unit.
Madam Chair, go ahead. We don't have a lot of time.
Okay, it's okay. I rest my questions.
Thank you very much, Madam
Chair. Madam Chair,
yeah.
Hold on. Let Madam Chair get the clear understanding of this question.
Yeah.
Mr. Brown is right. Cleveland convention, the chairperson from the board that preside over the board meeting was Bunyoni. Mr. Bunyoni.
Mr. Soon.
Yes.
My question said, Mr. Brown, this last convention that was held.
That is not in Cleveland. It's in Minnesota.
No, it was not even in Minnesota. It was in Kansas.
Okay. So then the question you asked when you went to Cleveland, then the meditation of Bunyoni. That's why I need to get clear.
Cleveland. I did not say Cleveland.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much, guys.
Mr. Soon, can you please wait?
It's okay, guys. It's okay.
If I said it, it might be a slip of tongue, but my question said, Mr. Brown, this last convention that was held, it is the only last convention that was held, I think, certain part of last year. I said, if you were there, who presided during the convention? That's my question.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Madam.
Okay, so thank you very much. Madam Chair is rested.
Madam Chair, thank you. They all use a preposition.
Okay, Mr. Othello Brown, 1 minute, please. We're going to be making. Okay, we want to give the commissioners if there's follow-up questions you have, so you can give it before we move on.
For me, I don't have nothing.
Nothing. You have any follow-up question?
A comment.
Go ahead, make a comment. Short comment, not long.
Mr. Brown, you seem to have a memory issue with this Venice, but you're trusting that you had to remember that Mr. Youboty has been here for 4 years.
Yes.
Thank you.
The reason is that this is the Constitution and that's why I live by.
All right, thank you.
So when someone's talking, I just keep reading it. That's why I live by.
Thank you.
I'm going to worry over. I went to Cleveland, Ohio, I passed there. I'm not worrying about anything. I know when you go, come by in the Constitution here.
Okay, I got, you're right, got follow-up question?
No, I don't have question.
Follow-up question, Brown, then I'll be leaving you.
I don't have.
Apart from all of these letter things, if the election time had come and Mr. Youboty fails to host a convention, would you have normally allowed him to serve another 2 years?
Now.
Question, will you have allowed him to serve additional 2 years? If
no.
No. Why? No. Why would you let him host that convention?
Very good. Mr. Youboty, during the time we have...
Why? No, Mr. Brown, please. Don't waste our time. If my question was clear, if Mr. Youboty reached the 2nd year and he's supposed to host a convention for election, and he failed to host this convention, would you have allowed him to serve additional 2 years? You said no. So I said, why would you not allow him to go for 2 years?
Because of violation of the Constitution.
So it means he will have been illegal in that position, correct?
All right.
So how is he legal in this convention, in this position when he did not have election?
Thank you. What I want you to understand, the Constitution, it make it clear, and it's clear. If you dance, it will tell you, say, go back and read it, and you'll know it. Simple as that. Let me get there again.
You mean the 4 years?
My argument here is that they say elected officer, elected officer, may be eligible for re-election, provided. That's the thing. So this is the fundamental law of the organization. That what we go back.
I understand all of that. You're just trying to mess with my head with too much definition. My question is very simple. You agree with me that if Mr. Youboty had not held an election when the election is supposed to be held, you will not permit him to go another 2 years because it will have violated the Constitution. He will have been illegal. But you are now holding Mr. Youboty to have assumed his two term because he served on the 2 illegal years. How is that compatible?
No. It's not 2 illegal years. It's not 2 illegal years.
Was there election?
Excuse me. Let me give him chance. You can get information.
Yes.
Those years were legal. Those years were legal. Mr. Youboty did everything to a way and pleasure. He withdrew money from the account. He carried on project. Everything was exact. So you can say it was illegal. So are you telling him say the statute bill was illegal? The 25,000 gave to go back in China was illegal.
Let's get it straight. So if Mr. Youboty was supposed to host election and failed to hold election, and he stayed 2-3 months and perform his presidential role, would those presidential role be legal then?
Come again?
If Mr. Youboty failed to host election,
this coming election here,
the last election, say he failed. Let's assume they come in election. He failed to hold the election, and he performed like 2-3 more years, 3 more months, and he performed his duty. Will those 2-3 months of duty will be legal then?
If as we speak now,
as
we speak now, when if Mr. Youboty failed to hold the election
and stay there for 6 months
after the election, he said he's president. He's not president. Wait,
don't run.
Yeah.
So if he stayed there for another 6 months after this election, he didn't hold the election, and he stayed another 6 months, he will be illegal, right?
He will be illegal.
Why will he be illegal?
Because he overstayed 4 years.
Why would he be illegal?
He's illegal because he overstayed 6 years, 4 years. 4 year consecutive term.
So it will not be because the election is being held. It will not be because the election.
He will be illegal because he overstayed his 4 years consecutive term.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Brown. We will now go to Mr. Youboty to give a direct statement, an opening statement, and then you'll be questioned by Mr. Brown.
His response to the protest.
Very good.
Response to the protest.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner, Chair Moderator, Madam Commissioner Proper, Full of the Bear, Mr. Co-Chairman, Nelson Gay Wright, Mr. Member, Mr. Uriah, and of course, Mr. Brown. Thank you for according me the unnecessary possibility to be here because this is very critical. Indeed, I received the letter you wrote telling me that for 4 years, when the Constitution clearly states in the article you read that an elected officer shall not be in the office for 4 years. In your statement, you admitted that we elected in Minnesota 2 years. Corona came, we didn't have convention 2020, we didn't have election 2021. I wrote the bill extended my time for time indefinite until such a time that things shall return to normal. So in other words, because we didn't have election 2021, they told me, without telling me, that I should stay put on an interim basis until election can come.
All right.
I'm making my statement.
No, go ahead, sir. The commissioner not talking anything.
Okay. So Corona passed because President Joe Biden says so. They asked him, Mr. President, how about the Corona? What's going on? He said, Corona is over. That's what President Joe Biden said, and I respect that. So based on that, all the states listed the Corona restriction. We went to Kansas City May 11, 12, 13, 2022. The board was supposed to have had an election there. Mr. Omega Kala called a board meeting so that you guys will show up and have board election. There were eagle eyes. I did not see board member from Rhode Island called Othello Brown. So Othello Brown did not show up. President Youboty, Mr. Asika, Vice President, Mr. Joseph Jaba, Secretary Christy Remio, Treasurer, and Ms. Kuseyon Zidi. We carry on our administrative duties by undertaking our projects. Because Mr. Brown committed what the people call dereliction of duty, he did not take a job serious. We are not going to waste Grandidians' time. Life goes on. Brown count, Brown don't count. We have a work to do, and we are doing the work. Therefore, my honorable commissioner, I am beseeching you, I'm appealing to you to say that do not give credence to this frivolous, unmeritorious, and myopic so-called protest rating by this dormant door member. Nobody stopped you from the duty. I said dormant. You didn't go to board meeting.
It's not an insult. Go ahead, Mr.
So you are dormant.
It's not an insult. Go ahead, Mr. Youboty.
A dormant person is somebody who's supposed to
dormant means you're not active.
But you're not active. I'm not responsible for that. All I know, I received a letter from the chairman of the board, respectfully, Mr. Omega Kala, telling me because of Corona, we should continue to act as president of Grand Youth Association until quote unquote such a time that the pandemic is over. And I want to tell my fellow Grandidians, thank you for respecting the fact that the board chairman wrote me to continue. When we reach in Kansas City, May 2022, this Mr. Othello Brown should have come there to say, you know what, Mr. Youboty time is over. The letter the board chairman wrote in, we don't respect it, so he cannot be president. He did not come. So what are we supposed to do? The highest decision-making body of GGAA Constitution is the convention. We met in Kansas City. The convention honored and respected my authority by sitting down under my gavel, and we chose the election commission, which is headed by Emilia Pole-de-Bear. We chose an election venue, which is Des Moines, Iowa. So, in other words, all the concern by Mr. Othello Brown, quote unquote, is moot, M-O-O-T. It has no water. The water has power under the bridge. It is barred by time. He had enough time to have filed in his protest when he thought our Omega Kala letter was bogus. He didn't do anything. He sat down. He ain't nobody waiting for him. So, Mr. Commissioner, Madam Commissioner, Mr. Commissioner, and the other Mr., I'm appealing to you to throw out in its entirety the bogus protest filed by Othello Brown. Let us continue to do the work of the Grand GGAA people. They are so proud of what we are doing. Let's keep it going. Let us not be detracted by a detractor, Othello Brown. Thank you so much. Thank you. I rest.
Thank you very much, Mr. Youboty. Mr. Brown will now ask his questions.
Very good. Hi, Mr. Youboty. How are you there?
I'm very well.
Oh, I hope you're fine.
I'm wasting my time, but I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay.
When you feel to do the right thing.
Don't go there, please.
Now, my question.
Okay, thank you.
Did I hear from you, say Mr. Omega Carlo gave you interim time to be president? It was an interim something?
Mr. Brown, the last time I checked, English is our second language. So the question is, did I hear or not? Did I hear? Did I hear? Did I hear?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Bob. Please address yourself to the question.
I told you, Mr. Carter wrote a letter that we should continue for time indefinite until such a time that Corona is over. So it is implied. They call it implication. 2 years is over in 2021. The board chairman wrote us a letter to continue, so it is implied that we are there on an interim basis.
Oh, it implied that you're there on an interim business. Thank you, yes, Mr. Youboty. Mr. Youboty, yes, as a president of this organization, can you show me anywhere in our constitution, because you should know the constitution, that have interim things, anything that have to do with interim business in our constitution? Can you show me it? Because you are president, you should know the constitution.
I asked you a question earlier about constitution. You said you don't know. You remember what goes around comes around? You remember I was asking you things from the constitution. You said you don't know, so I don't know myself.
Okay, no problem. The answer, I like that answer.
Okay.
The next, I like the answer.
No, Mr. Brown, Mr.
What you say?
Youboty, your answer should be truth and honest. Okay. If you don't actually know, tell him I don't know, but you cannot reciprocate on the basis of what he did because you want to divert the process. So if you know, please answer, because your answer will give us idea how to judge this case.
The Constitution did not say anything about in a advent of a pandemic. Constitution said nothing like that. It just happened again. So we are contemporary. We are contemporary people. I'm sure you know what I mean. We deal with situation as it comes. The situation came, pandemic came, we couldn't get together because getting together will result into people dying unnecessarily. So Mr. Omega Carla, being a philanthropic, being careful of Grandidians, he wrote a letter to say, let us respect the authority of the United States and keep our people apart before people die unnecessarily. So every situation has its answer. Mr. William Nyanu, my big brother who wrote that constitution, did not foresee the advent of a pandemic. Or else you were putting in to say, if a pandemic comes, you should do that, you shouldn't do it. You didn't see it coming. My brother Tim McCollin was secretary to that constitution. They didn't see that a pandemic was going to come. They didn't see that. You understand, my brother? So when the situation presents itself, you got to comport yourself accordingly to conform with the situation that comes. I hope I'm making sense.
Thank you, Mr.
Brown. More question?
I have more questions. I asked you.
You get more questions.
There was no interjection.
I asked you.
Yeah,
more questions.
Yeah, more questions. You did it. So I get more questions.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Youboty, I want you to tell this body. Miss, you said it implies, the letter they gave you, it implied that you interim president. It implied. Yes or no?
I did say that.
Okay. Now, as an interim president, you did what you should do. Exactly. You carry on all your projects. The projects that you're going to carry on, you carry on to the best of the ability of those projects. Correct?
I'm still carrying on my projects.
Oh, you hear me?
So it's not correct.
I'm not getting. Please tell me I'm not getting.
The man say yes.
No, I didn't.
Project.
My projects are still ongoing, so it's not correct.
Ask more questions, sir.
Yeah, but please explain that part. I lost. The project not ongoing, so it's not correct. Which one?
I said my projects are still.
He said the board making interim president. He said as interim president, and nothing in the constitution that has to do with interim president. And that board gave you, and then he took money from the account and carried it and carried on projects. man who is a president, and not in the Constitution, he say it applies. So are he telling us that those projects he did, they were all illegal projects?
Now what the man said, no, he's still carrying on a project. Then he said, you don't understand.
Okay, now, Mr. Youboty, if you accept that your project is monitored from our account, the over 100,000 plus you took from our account to carry on projects, and you still carry on your project, and it's not illegal, then you should accept that you spent 4 years in power.
Mr. Brown,
the reason being is that one.
No. I did not spend 4 elective years in power. Your words, not mine. You read the Constitution say 4 elective years. I did not spend 4 elective years in power. Constitution is written.
But Mr.
Youboty, let the man respond. Hold on, Brown. Okay. Hold on. The man is explaining your question. Go ahead,
Mr. Brown, you yourself read your own Constitution. Your words, not my word. You said provided the officer did not spend 4 elective years. You didn't just say because, you know, a sentence is a subject, a verb, and an object. It's an adjective. They didn't say provided the officer did not spend 4 years. They didn't just say 4 years. They put an adjective before the object. The adjective is elective. So there's a reason why they put it there. In other words, I should have been elected for 4 years for me to be disbarred. But I'm not elected for 4 years, Mr. Brown. I was elected in Minnesota for only 2 years. My 2 years expired in May 2021, and I wrote the bill. My 2 years come to expire. What should I do? They told me to continue for time indefinite until Corona is out. And that's what I did. So I don't see why you have a problem with that.
Go ahead, Mr. Brown. More questions.
Mr. Youboty. Yeah, get more questions, Mr. Youboty. Will you allow me, if you have a constitution, will you allow me read Article 5, Section 3B?
Go ahead.
Mr. Jerry, there you got it.
Go ahead.
A constitution, I got to get off.
I get a constitution with me. Go ahead. What is section again?
Yeah, Article 5, Section 3B.
Article 5. Let me get that
Section
quick. Article 5. Article 5, Section 3B. I'm there.
Okay. Section 3B. Okay. It says that the board shall serve as a check and balance to the power of the national administration and shall not assume any of the function delegated to any of the other constituted body. Are you there with me, Mr. Youboty?
Yeah. What's your question about that?
Yeah. Now, it's very simple. The board, we have
What is your question? What is your question?
Jerry, please.
My question there is that the Al of Omega Tower letter that he's honoring for me, I'm not honoring it. Is it not in violation of what I just read? Absorbing the function of another body.
Mr. Brown, the last time Youboty checked, he is not a member of the board. Youboty is president, Grand.
Mr. Youboty.
Oh, please let him respond.
Mr. Youboty.
Let him respond.
Chairman Omega Kala and the board respectfully. My time coming to expire. We're supposed to have election, but because of Corona, what should we do? The Youboty administration received a letter from Omega telling us to continue for time indefinite. Whether it was bogus, whether it was not bogus, Youboty is not responsible. Number one.
Mr. Youboty. Yeah. Mr. Youboty.
Okay, go
ahead. Are you saying you president of the organization and you are not in the know of the Constitution?
That's not a cool question, please.
I told you I am not a board member. I serve our president. I received a letter from
president. You know the Constitution.
Tell me to continue.
You swear in to protect and defend the Constitution.
Hold on, guys.
You are sworn in to protect and defend the Constitution.
Mr. Brown, Mr. Brown,
Yeah.
you have rephrased that question nicely, and it will be a question about what the way you ask it, he may not answer that question. So rephrase the question.
Okay, I'll rephrase it, Mr. Youboty. The last time I checked, when you were elected, they saw you in, and you took oath of affirmation to protect the Constitution of GGAA. Am I right or wrong?
You are right.
Very good. Based on the oath you took, is sworn within the Constitution that those three principal bodies, no one body should absorb the function and the responsibility of another body. And that's the Constitution you swear to hold and protect. And then you are telling me tonight that the letter was not, or you tell me the letter of the saying you did not violate the Constitution?
Mr. Brown, you are sounding like a broken record, which means Jane Youboty time expired 2021. He wrote a letter to the board. The board responded him to stay there for time indefinite. That what the letter I got from the board, that what the board said, and I stayed there. My grandkids gave me the cooperation. We went to a convention in Kansas City, Missouri, May 2022. Board member Othello Brown was supposed to have shown up at the highest decision-making body. He did not show up. The people at the convention respected my authority. We are now getting ready for election 2023.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
The big chairman.
Thank you for your
Let's
answer.
move on. All that stuff you're talking is moot.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, Mr. Youboty. Mr. Youboty. My other question to you. Now that you said you honor, I did not go what's the convention, and you honor Mr. Carlos letter. I know you are educated person. You read that letter, and the letter said there was no quorum, and he took that decision. So are you saying, Mr. Carlos, a unilateral decision supersedes the Constitution?
I am saying I am not a board member. All I know, I received a letter from the board telling me to continue. That's all I know. I'm not
Mr.
a board
Youboty,
member.
Do you know what the ordinary of the law is? No excuse. Do you know what it means?
I am not a board member. You have a problem with what your chairman wrote? Go to your chairman.
No, you honor it. Do you know what it means by ignorance of the law is no excuse? Can you explain it to me?
If you have a problem with what your chairman wrote, go to your chairman. Don't come to me.
Okay, thank you. That I'll answer that. The way to answer it, no problem. I'll still ask my question. I'll answer. The other question. Mr. Youboty, will you mind telling me, Mr. Youboty, will you mind telling me when you started performing your project? When you started carrying on your project, will you mind telling me when?
After the inauguration. The inauguration was in September 2019. After that, we started doing the projects.
Very good. You started doing the project from the inauguration, meaning you were given the right to withdraw money from our account, and at will and pleasure. Now, Mr. Youboty,
Mr. Brown, let me bring you to a point. From the account, not from our account, from the account, THG. Because you didn't contribute 1 cent there, so don't make it our account.
I say, can you guys protect me? I'm not protected.
You are protected.
Right,
you are protected.
Because the president is going astray.
You are protected.
He's going astray.
You are protected. I said you are protected.
Mr. Brown, you didn't contribute 1 cent there. So don't make it.
Okay, Mr. Youboty, please.
Okay.
Okay, you are protected, bro.
Mr. Youboty, you went into our account and took money from in our account, the GGAA account, to carry on your project. Under the pretense that you are interim president. Listen to me, Oben. I ask my question.
So what's your question, sir?
From our account, the GGAA account, under the pretense as interim president. As an interim president.
What's your
And
question,
is that
sir?
in the Constitution? Don't you think it's a violation of our Constitution?
You know it is not. Is the corona a violation of my life? The corona, like, is it a violation of my life?
Mr. Jaru, I'm taking serious exception to your attitude.
Oh, God.
You can't be laughing when this is going on.
Oh, God.
Mr. Brown, the corona.
Mr. Youboty, I will ask you a question. You're not going to ask me a question again.
Okay, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, it is not.
I get the floor.
I'm giving the answer now. I'm giving the answer. It is not a violation.
Excuse me, sir. 1 minute. Can I ask something?
Corona
Brother presiding.
Life. So it is not a
Hold on.
violation.
Let
Mr. Brown,
it
1 minute. No, I'm not asking Mr. Brown. I just say excuse. I want to talk. Mr. Brother presiding. I don't know. Each question is supposed to be how long?
Yeah, let's give him 5 more minutes because we did the same thing to Jim. So
yes, Mr. Youboty to about 30 to 45 minutes.
That's not a subject, please.
Othello,
that is not a subject. I only asking him so that he can give you the time. So maybe you got enough time or you got less time. So it's not about you taking 40 minutes or 1 hour. It's not a subject.
20 minutes. 20 minutes.
We'll give you 10.
Okay,
that's
no
problem.
I just want him so he can know and feel relaxed. So don't go contrary from what I asked. Thank you.
Okay, I'm counting your minutes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, but you should watch too. The man should not take over 4 hours to answer 1 question. Then you'll be consuming my time.
Othello, right now I can. Othello, you are not to ask me or say what you are telling me. I am the chairperson of this particular body. You are not to talk the way you are talking.
He's not talking
Watch your voice.
He's talking to me. He's not talking to you. Mr. Brown? Mr. Brown?
The reason that Mr. Youboty will go answer 1 question,
Mr. Brown,
we'll
restrict the witness to answer precisely. Thank you.
I just sit there and told you I want him to inform you with the time so that you know whether you got more time or lesser time. Is that not in your favor?
Yeah, we already solved that, Madam Chair.
Okay. Mr. Youboty.
Thank you,
President Youboty. Honorable Mr. Youboty.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now,
I'm hearing you.
The last time I checked, Mr. Youboty, president of the Granger organization in the diaspora, your carrying Africa.
You take 10 minutes to
project in Africa.
You take 10 minutes to lay premise. You have to not answer long. Go to the question and start laying and stop laying premise. Then you get more questions asked. Go ahead.
Okay, no problem. Mr. Youboty, can you allow me? Can you allow me to read Article 5, Section 2A
Go ahead.
of the Constitution?
Go ahead.
Okay. Article 5, Section 2A of the Constitution. Section 2A. Okay. 2A. It said the National Conference shall be the supreme body of the organization and shall be held annually in the month of May. Now, Mr. Youboty, you allow in the ring of the law is no excuse. You allow the board chairman to give you a letter that you protecting that do not resonate with the national conference, and then you claiming that. Yeah, are you saying during your internship, because you say you're interim leader, during your internship, can you tell me how much you spend? You took from our account.
Are you? It's a serious question, Mr. Brown. Are you seriously asking me that question?
Yeah, that's a serious question.
Okay, I have no answer. It had nothing to do
very
with.
Good. I like.
Nothing to do with that. We get financial report to your dealer. Go to you.
No.
Don't say. That's supposed to give you financial.
vote. You don't read the vote. You say,
hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys.
Don't care my
Hold on,
time.
guys. Hold on, Mr.
Hold on. Don't care my time.
Mr. Youboty, let me ask this question. Go ahead, Mr. Brown.
Mr. Youboty.
Go, got to ask Mr. Youboty.
We have unforeseen circumstances. The COVID, the pandemic was unforeseen circumstances. The COVID, the pandemic. Are you saying during the pandemic, during the time of the pandemic, where you say you are interim president, you did not take any money from in our account?
Mr. Brown, at this point, I'd like to ask you, where are you going with that question?
Exactly, Mr. Jeru.
Where I'm going with my question, when you answer my question, because he's saying two things. He was speaking the capacity as a president, and you're speaking the capacity as an interim president.
But he didn't deny that.
He brought two facts to me.
Mr. Brown, the man did not deny
so
that.
So he spoke as a interim president. I mean, he spoke as a president, 2 year president. Brown, and the other 2 years he said interim.
Listen,
so I want to know the interim president thing. I want to know what he did.
Can you listen, please? This man, Mr. Youboty, did not deny that he spent money. He did not deny that he used the resources. He didn't deny any of that. So where are you going with the question? You're not going to achieve anything.
Yeah. The way I'm going with the question. Yeah, where I'm going with the question. Let me tell you now. Let me tell you where I'm going with the question. I will not ask him, but let me just give that clarification. Where I'm going with the question is that he served as president, and he's doing an interim time. He took more money from in our account. That interim presidentship. He took more money from our account than the time you put your president.
That's not the cross of your protest. That's not the cross of your protest. He not
it's not the cross of my protest, but I want you to understand because he's saying
how you ask a man that he did not deny. Why are you wasting your time?
Oh, okay.
He didn't deny it. The no problem. So how you going to
No. I just want for the record to carry it. I just want the record to carry it. Doing an internship, he took more money from our account than the time you're president.
Noted. Move on. Another question. Okay.
Who got to prove the record to him? Then, for the sake of the audience and for the sake of the people, although my 10 minutes not finished, but I'll just ask my last question to Mr. Youboty, and then you guys can carry on for the sake of the audience. Because I know you won't answer it again. Mr. Youboty, I want to know, do you know what they call conflict of interest?
No, I don't know.
Thank you. Can I tell you what they mean by conflict of interest?
I'll be so happy.
Conflict of interest is when you take in $75,000 from a GGAA account and get the umbrella in like brother call the John Youboty to go buy a statue in China, like conflict of interest. Conflict of interest, if you take in $30,000 from in our account and get the umbrella who they call Ronald Youboty in Zedru to go do project, that's conflict of interest. So you should know. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me just say this quickly before we continue. The commission would like to hold on. The commission would like to disregard this comment and considering it unmeritorious to this case today. Go ahead.
No problem. No problem. All no, it went forth.
Mr. Jeru. Mr. Jeru.
Yeah.
Mr. Jeru.
Yes.
Saying he put that on record, can I put something on record as well? I mean, let's be fair now.
What do you want to put on record?
He put
point of order, Mr. Jeru. Mr. Youboty, when you spoke here today, you insisted on posting on record. Why you want to react to somebody putting it on the record?
Posting on record, you don't have to respond.
Don't mind. You think that you know it?
Brian, you done?
Just take notes. Just take notes.
Question, Brian, you done?
You will still speak.
Yeah,
so you can respond to him.
Okay, Nelson, you done?
Who done?
You talking to Jean Youboty? I say you done?
No,
I just said I say you still speak, so you respond to him.
Yeah, you still speak. You still okay. So, guys, this is time for commission's question. We can do it anyway. You can be Mr. Anybody can come in except for the chair lady, Uriah, Mr. Gay,
Mr. Jeru.
Yeah.
I have a question for the president.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honorable President, Mr. Youboty.
Yes, sir.
My question to you. On how many occasions that you have received communication from the board that carry only the chairman's alone or signature?
100%.
So you are telling us tonight that so many times the board be writing you, it just carry the signature of the board chairman, no any other board member, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. My next question. You say due to pandemic, you wrote the chairman of the board of director. What do we do? And then he told you in his letter, did he write to tell you that you are interim president, or you are elected president, or you are caregiver president of the administration? What did the letter clearly say?
I submitted the letter into evidence. The letter, what it says is there, Mr. Jerry has it. It said, and I paraphrase, that I should continue for time indefinite. That's what it says. Mr.
Okay,
Jerry,
so to your understanding, they were time indefinite. Does it mean you're going to continue to be president forever?
until the pandemic is over. So when we went to Kansas City 2022, it's an implication that the pandemic is over. That was why we said we formulated election commission and the venue for the election. So that's why.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Youboty,
Yes, sir.
our constitution name the president position as administrative position. When you are referred to as administrative position, is it an elected position or an interim position?
It could be both. It can be both. We have Mr. Rancy Wright. You remember Rancy Wright?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, you can hear me?
Yeah, we hear
Yeah, I
you.
know. I hear you. I know. Rancy right.
Somebody was calling me. I rejected the call.
Yeah, thank
Okay,
you.
I know Rancy right. What do
Rancy
you want to
Wright
say about?
president. It was an administrative position, but he was interim. And he did a great job. He took us to a convention in Cleveland.
Okay.
So it could be both.
Mr. Youboty,
Yes, sir.
my next question to you now. When you were elected president and due to the pandemic, Mr. Board Chairman sent you a letter to leave for another 2 years or for time indefinite.
Until.
Yes, listen, I understand. So now to yourself, in what capacity you are serving as president?
On a caretaker basis until we have election. Mind you, the letter rated me, they didn't say once pandemic is over, then you are disqualified. It didn't say so. That part was not in the letter.
So in the letter also, did the letter mention once pandemic is over, you are qualified? Did the letter mention that?
The letter did not, but it told me to continue for time indefinite until we will call for election after Corona is over. That's what it
Okay.
said.
Okay. Mr. Youboty, the Constitution says when you serve for 4 years,
For
full consecutive year.
For elective.
Mr. Jerry, can you read that for me? I do not have the Constitution in my hand, so can you read it so that I will ask the question?
About the which one I'm reading? The fourth consecutive executive. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let me read that for the benefit of Commissioner Uriah's son. Article 8, Section 2, Section 5, sorry, Section 5G. It says all elected, oh, sorry, not this one. I'm making a mistake. This is it.
Now 4A, 4A.
Yeah, 4, no, not A, 4.
Section 4A.
I mean, please hold on. Yeah. Section 4, okay, Section 4A, you're right. They say elected officers may be eligible for re-election provided that no person shall hold the same elective office for more than 4 consecutive years.
Okay, my question, Mr. Youboty. Before the pandemic, you were elected president, right?
For 2 years, yes.
For 2 years.
Yes,
Fine.
sir.
Now, the 2 years election, are you saying the last 2 years you served, you do not see them as an elective opposition?
Yes, sir.
So you were leading the organization as interim leadership.
Yeah, as a caretaker, yeah, until pandemic passed, then we'll go for the real election. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Mr. Youboty,
Yes, sir.
in these 2 years you were working, in a communication that the board sent to you, was there anything measured that you should carry on projects as interim leader?
Mr. So, the letter said I should continue for time indefinite until the corona is over. So by saying I should continue, which I should keep on doing what I was doing. That's what it means. They don't have to say you should continue with your project. They said you should continue. It is good. It is
Okay. All right, I understand that when you say.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Youboty,
Yes, sir.
You don't think at the time your term was over, it was necessary for you to call the conference by a teleconference to see whether we could have election at the time?
Mr. Soon, your question to me right now will be interpreted as you meet a crossroad. You can either go left or go right. I decided to go right, which means by writing the book. We could call a teleconference, but we went to our executive meeting, and my executives, that is my VP, my treasurer, my chief of staff, my officer said we should write the book and ask them for direction. If the board has written us back to say your call for teleconference convention, we're going to do so. But instead, they told us to continue for time indefinite until Corona is over. So in the absence of the national conference, the board takes charge. We got to listen to the board of advisors.
Okay, so Mr. Youboty.
Yes, sir.
So are you saying now that the board gave you the go ahead to be a caretaker of the administration or the organization? Will you agree when the board come by and say, okay, the mandate I gave you, this mandate, the 2 years consider as your intern year? Are you going to consider that?
Unfortunately, Mr. Commissioner, that is a hypothetical question. And you know, I don't answer hypothetical. Let them come and say, let's see. You understand? When we reach the bridge, then we'll decide how to cross. But right now, reality dictates that they wrote me that as you continue for time indefinite until after Corona, and we'll go for election. That is our reality right now. So let's deal with this.
Okay. Mr. Youboty.
Yes, sir.
I have a question to ask again. In your administration, during the time of elected term, when you write letter, do you sign as president, right?
Yes.
Okay. So during the last 2 years as interim president, when you write an official communication, do you sign as interim president?
I was told to continue for time indefinite, so I will continue the way I was.
Okay, so my question, if you were continuing for time indefinite and you are signing document as president,
Because
Then how do you reconcile with that?
Because the board told me to continue, and I'm continuing. You know, if the board had told me from today's date, when you're writing your letter, you should say caretaker president, interim president, acting president, I was going to follow suit. But they told me to continue. So I got to respect what the board says, sir.
So now, Mr. Youboty, then my question to you. You said the board did not tell you that when you are writing a letter, you must sign this way, that way. Since the board told you to continue, it means, are you telling us now, since that the board tell you to continue, are you continuing as a president? As an elected president?
My term as an elected president expired 2021 May. We did not have the convention, so we wrote the board, and the board told us to continue in our first term. Implication.
I understand.
Yes.
In what capacity are you continuing interim or elected president?
The board did not say, but it is implied that it was interim. Because
okay. So if the board did not say that you are interim president, but it is implied, then why they say when you are writing communication out, it is not implied for you to say you are interim president?
Because you, the recipient of the letter, know my term expired 2021, so you should understand I'm an interim president.
No. I'm talking about you write communication outside. It's not to the board. When you are writing letter, official letter outside of people you make business with, do you say you are interim president or elected president?
It is implied that I am.
You are what? I want to know. That it be clear.
My term expired 2021. I did not have a business session whereby we have re-election. We didn't have. The board told me to continue.
Okay.
So what happened? It has to be on an interim basis, and that's what I did.
Yeah. So my question I'm asking you now, since it is implied, my question to your administration, when you are writing communication outside, how do you sign a letter? Do you sign as interim president or elected president?
I answered that question already, Mr. Song. I said, told me to continue and writing letter, continuing on our first term as president. We continue until after the corona, when you shall resume former.
Okay, hold on, Mr. Youboty. Then I have a question to ask you still. When you are saying now, the board chairman or the board wrote you a letter to continue your term. So when you are continuing your term, are you saying 4 years go for one term? That's what you're telling us?
Yes. 2 years.
Is it part of the Constitution that when you spend 4 years, then it's one term?
2 years go for one term. The other 2 years caretaker until corona pass.
Okay, so Mr. Youboty, then come back to my question I'm asking you. Say 2 years go to.
You want to answer the way you want?
No, it's not.
Absolutely.
I want it to be on the record.
They already told you it's implied. Any question he asks is implied. That his subjective view, that implication.
Okay. So
it's not pure. It's not rating. It's not mandated. He said it's implied. He thinks that's what they said he should be.
So my question. So say it is implied. Is it also implied that he is an elected president?
Now after 2021.
You change.
Okay. I rest my question.
Thank you, sir. I salute you. Thank you.
Nothing?
No, guess when you go, if you can go before the chair leader, you can also go before the co-chairman.
Okay, no problem. I'm the presiding, so I don't want to answer the question, then you be hanging. But that's okay.
No, ask. If you ask the question, I want to ask them. Should I still ask?
I like to go. Actually, I like to go first before everybody, but I just try to restrain myself. Mr. Jean Youboty, I'm going to be asking some few questions. I'm going to start with your letter, and then we'll move gradually towards the meat of the situation. But before I do that, I want to ask you, have you received letters before signed by the board executive?
By the chairman, yes.
Do you, when you receive letters by the board executive, do you go back to the board and ask whether the letter is legitimate or not legitimate?
Absolutely not. No. I'm not.
So
I want to implement what
normally when you receive, by your answer, normally when you receive the letter from the board, you execute what the board says.
exactly.
If the board executive wrote you a letter in the past, has there been any counter board letter to you to notify that?
No, sir. Absolutely not.
So when the board executive wrote you, they said here, you should continue indefinitely. What is your definition of indefinitely?
That we are in our first term until Corona pass, then we go for election. That's the way I understood.
So you indefinitely mean there was no specific time attached to the time you were going to be in that position?
The implication is that until Corona lessen up. So the cap is when Corona pass. Then we heard President Joe Biden on national TV saying Corona is over. So the way I see it, that's what the indefinite ends. And then we call the people in Kansas City, well, the president of the USA, Corona is over. So we're coming for convention 2022. That's why mayors go for the convention.
Let me read a portion from the letter. Let me read a portion from the letter. Mr. President, in view of the foregoing, the board executive, after a series of meetings and extensive consultation with some prominent board members, including former board leaders, have decided to grant the national administration the authority to continue its administrative function. Am I reading correct? Did you remember that?
Yes, sir.
So by saying administrative duty, does that take away any part of your function?
No.
Does that mean you can spend money from the account?
Yes, sir.
Does that mean you can employ staff?
Yes,
Does
sir.
that mean you can appoint committees?
Yes, sir.
Does that mean you can call national conference?
Yes, sir.
I also want to ask you, Mr. Youboty, what was your intention when you wrote the board requesting a way forward? What was your intention?
My intention was we supposed to have election 2021 because our time expired. So what do we do? And mind you, let me disclose this. Just before we went in May, Bison District, Mr. J.J. Dennis went in April. They wrote the board, and the board said they are extending his term for another time until they meet. Then his term will be over. You will not be eligible. That the letter they wrote the Bison District board to my colleague, Mr. Dennis. So when we saw that, we went to our executive meeting. Our term coming to expire May, we supposed to have election. But then the restriction, we cannot meet. What do we do? So we said, let's write the board and hear what the board says.
Okay.
It brings us back to what Mr.
So you write the board and the board gave you a letter to continue.
Yes, sir.
Did you at any point think that this letter was illegal?
What's that?
Did you at any point think that this letter from the executive was illegal?
Absolutely not. It didn't even cross my mind. Because we always receive letters from the board and we did not say that it is illegal. So why would this one be illegal?
Has any board member or group of board members written you to disagree with this letter?
Mr. Jerry, if you're here, I put you on my bike. Absolutely not. Nobody wrote nothing to the contrary. Nobody. Nobody. Absolutely not.
Yes.
Yeah. Who wants to say something?
No.
So, Mr. I come back to it, the Constitution, like I said. The Constitution says nobody can assume the same elective position for 4 years. What is your understanding of elective position?
It's verbatim, sir. Exactly what it says. Nobody shall assume elected position for 4 years or more. When I was elected in Minnesota, the chairman of the election commission was Ben Willer. And then for some reason, Brother Anthony Gay took over and they sworn me in Zakpa Soba that I am being sworn in for 2 years. That's the reason why when 2 years expired 2021, we decided to write the board as to what we should do. So to be elected elected office for 4 years means that you are elected for 4 years flat, or you are elected for 2 years, 2 years expire, and you are elected again for another 2 years. 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's the way I understood it. I was not elected for another 2 years. So I was only there for 2 years, and then when my 2 years expired, I wrote the bill. We wrote the bill, and the bill told us to continue for time indefinite until things resume normal.
I'll ask you the same question I asked Mr. Brown. Are those 4 years just any other 4 years, or you must be elected for the 4 years?
You must be elected for those 4 years, either on a 4-year term or on a 2 plus 2 term equal 4. That's what it means. Listen,
okay,
like I said earlier, Mr. Jeru, the Constitution is written intentionally. Intentionally. If they think the word elected was not important, they were not going to put that adjective in that sentence. They would just say, provided an officer is not in office for 4 years, but it said for 4 elective years. There's a reason why they put that word elected. The intention is clear. Elected, which means 2 plus 2.
Let me go back to your interaction with the board. If the board had told you you should summon Grangidians for a face-to-face convention, would you have done it?
I was going to. But
if the board had told you you should summon Grangidian by teleconference, would you have done it?
Exactly, sir. We're going to follow the board instruction to the T. Yep. Yep.
Okay. My questions are finished, Mr. Wright.
Thank you. Good evening once again, President Youboty.
Good evening, sir, Mr. Wright.
And good evening to our listening audience. Thank you for your courage and your interest concerning and regarding this project, this process. It is my hope, it is my wish and my prayer that we'll all act, honestly, respectfully, and think about the future of this organization as we go along. Now, President Youboty, at the last convention in Kansas City, Missouri, May 11 through 13, you spoke, in your closing statement, you spoke to the audience, particularly, you spoke indirectly to those who are intending to run. Your main concern at the convention when you spoke was that whosoever become leader should not overlook or even try to forget this very prestigious, and I say in my own word, prestigious SKDO statue. What changed after that you decided to get in the race?
Mr. Wright.
Yeah.
What you just said,
so sweet.
Anyone, the last time I checked, I am somebody, right? And I'm someone.
Obviously.
I am someone, so that applied to me too. I could be president, I could not be. And so anyone could be me. Mr. Wright, I'm not entitled to the presidency. As soon as you guys clear me, and I'm hoping and praying you do, we will go on campaign trail and appeal to Grangidians to see reason to re-elect us.
Thank you, sir. Question number 2.
Yes,
Mr. Youboty.
Yes, sir.
If you were asked, let's assume that your administrative year in the 2023, we're talking about the last day tonight. We're assuming that the last day, I think May 5th, because this year the convention will fall strictly. The main Saturday events on May 6th, which is so sweet. So Friday, May 9th, your terms to your leadership to the country, and let's assume it was the moment, and you were asked, Mr. Honorable President Youboty, how many years have you been president for the GGAA? What will your answer be?
I was president proper for 2 years, and a caretaker project for another 2 years. So I was elected president for 2 years, and I was a caretaker for another 2 years.
So how many years in total have you been president? Whether caretaker or elected, how many years have you been president? Mr.
Wright, I've been president physically 4 years, constitutionally 2 years.
So that's 4 years.
4 physical years, but the Constitution said, "Oh, what happened here? You guys can hear me still?"
Yeah, we can hear
Yes.
you. But
Okay,
Yeah, we're hearing you physically.
Okay, yeah. I don't know what's going on here.
we're not seeing your video.
Yeah, I know my video went off. Yeah. Hold on.
Stop laughing, Nelson. Stop laughing.
I'm not laughing.
You see
I gotta laugh. I'm
No,
asking
you're
my
not
question.
supposed
You're a
to.
moderator, so
I
You
would say
asking
that
question, you're not supposed to laugh, Nelson.
Mr.
no,
Nelson,
I'm asking question. I'm not moderating, so you can tell
Mr.
me to
J.
stop
Wright,
laughing.
Mr. Wright, the reason we are here
Sorry,
right now
Omen.
because of the program.
President Youboty, I know the reason. I invited you here, so I know the reason. So the question I ask is, caretaker president 2 years, elected president 2 years, make it 4 years, right?
Yes.
Thank you. So the records will hold honor caretaker, elected Senator Mr. J. Youboty has been president of the Grand Leader Association in the Americas for 4 years, right?
Except that the Constitution says 4 elected.
Why are you afraid to say 4 years? I said decorate them.
The reason we here saying that because of the Constitution.
Oh,
the
no.
Constitution has not put a word elective, then that's different.
No. Let me just correct something. That the office of the president of GGAA is an elected office. That's what it means. But the Constitution says 4 consecutive years, 4 elected years, 4 consecutive years. No, 4 consecutive years. The paper is
let Mr. Jerry read it again,
Mr. Wright.
No, read it.
Mr. Wright, don't go there. Don't go there with him. You can't filibuster him. Go ask your question because
who filibustering? I'm on the floor. Who on the floor filibustering somebody?
Okay, let him read it.
Read that portion of the Constitution, Mr. Moderator. You have it. Did they say 4 elected years or 4 consecutive years?
4 elective consecutive years.
No, it says 4 elected consecutive years. Read it.
Let me read it for you. Elected officers may be eligible for re-election, provided that no person shall hold the same elective office for more than 4 consecutive years.
Okay, 4 consecutive years, 4 elected consecutive years.
It said that. It said elected.
No, you just had to read it, President Youboty.
Just read the thing.
But so what you're listening to?
You cannot hold the same elected
office for 4 consecutive years.
But I didn't hold it for 4 elective years. Only 2 years.
But they say 4 elective years. I said 4 consecutive years. The years part.
But do not pick and choose. It's in the same.
I'm not picking.
Do not pick and choose.
Consecutive, Mr. Youboty, consecutive means no year come between. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4.
Also mean the people who vote for you.
No, but listen. Don't bring to me we can care to Brown. No, that take it. Don't try to restrict my question. I'm very clear.
Elected me the people should vote for you and put you
Let
there.
us reflect
ourselves for the second time.
My questions are clearly coming, Mr.
Order. Let us reflect.
4 green bananas for plus 2 red banana, 4 bananas.
But they are not 4 green bananas.
So, okay, you want to decorate them fine, but they are 4 bananas. The next question.
Mr. Wright, I'm not doing anything to you. You are going to go into your caucus and make a decision based on how you understand.
Oh, I'm glad you know that.
He cannot filibuster here. That's what I'm telling you.
But why you can filibuster? The person on the floor is not filibustering. I'm on the floor.
Filibuster me. You're arguing on one something.
No. Filibustering means using time to delay somebody. That's filibustering.
Not necessarily.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Nothing else. That's filibustering.
Let's move on.
Okay. So don't interrupt me because I know filibuster very well.
Sir. You want on this one. Let's go ahead.
Thank you. So, President Youboty, we all know that the reason that Grand Guinea didn't have a convention in 2020 and 2021 was because of the coronavirus, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 2020 convention, the corona set in, so couldn't have a convention. Did you ask the board what you should do? Or it was just generally known that we can't come together because the U.S. government already declared that push to avoid gatherings?
I don't remember writing the board, the secretary might have, but I don't remember. But what I vividly remember.
No, even if the secretary writes, you will be aware, Mr. President.
Okay, Mr. What his name? Mr. Wright. I don't remember that, but I do remember when our term expired, we wrote.
No, I'm not asking about that yet. I'm only asking about 2020. I'm only asking about 2020.
Okay.
So you don't remember, and I'm sure you did not, because if any letter will have gone, you don't know. When you remember 2021, you're going to remember it.
There might have been a letter, sir, but I don't remember. I only remember the letter.
2021, the coronavirus epidemic or pandemic continued, and so we could not meet again. So that's the time that you wrote, and the board, according to you, let's assume that the letter Omega Kala wrote, because I'm saying assume because I remember from the time of Mr. IECOM, when your board chairman, they always, until I was enter that board, I said, board executive, but something I disagree because we know the board guy executive, but they are not a distinct body that can take action.
Yes.
So in 2021, you wrote the board said carry on until the coronavirus. So we met in 2022, got the coronavirus over, right?
It's over, yes.
Yeah,
President
Joe Biden, yes.
Yeah, so we're at a gather now in safety because the corona are over. Did you ask the board now, look, I was giving the time to go out because the coronavirus, now the coronavirus over. Are you posted as to carry as caretaker? Did you do that?
Mr. Wright, the board
Yes, sir.
chairman and some board members were there. They sat right there on the table with me. You don't think
I'm asking you. I'm asking you, what did you do?
If the board member thought that corona is over, I shouldn't be president.
I'm not concerned with the board president. Youboty. I'm concerned about you as national president, national caretaker president. Were you concerned that the corona are over and then you want to know whether you can still go as caretaker or the elected president now? Were you concerned about that?
Mr. Wright, if the board had problem with me contending as president, who had told me, they didn't tell me nothing. So silent me consent.
Okay, no, so but the time you continue, you ask them what to do.
Uriah, you need to stop, please.
Okay, Nancy, go ahead.
All right, so I enjoy the interaction. I like the way Mr. Youboty is responding. I know him a long time. He's a decent man. He knows how to respond to answers. So I admire the way he answered the question, whether anybody like them or whether anybody likes his answers or not. He responded the way I like for people to respond. So, Mr. Youboty, at this point in time, where you are undergoing a hearing, which may come out to say continue or discontinue, is there any way that your team is setting up a possible replacement?
Mr. Right? We are from the team Youboty, the do it team. We always look at things positively. It didn't even cross our mind about
but to always have to be ready for replacement. To me, the most positive thing is to be ready for replacement because anything can happen.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Madam Chair Lady, those are the questions I have to ask President Jim Youboty.
Please send that to the presiding officer.
What is that? Oh, okay, Madam Chair, you can go ahead. You can go ahead. The two of you that bosses, your bosses. I can't interfere with you.
No, I have to go by the rules that were being set.
Go ahead, man. Now your turn to ask questions.
Thank you ever so much. I guess everyone remained mute when those questions were being posed or asked to Mr. Youboty. So about this time, I hope everybody will remain mute. Mr. Youboty, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Yes.
Thank you ever so much for taking care of Grand GDN up to present.
Amen.
My first question says, when did you receive the letter on a discussion we are discussing tonight? The letter that was sent by the board telling you to take a lead or to I don't know how our phrase is.
May 5th, 2001, madam.
Yeah. 2021.
2021, May 5th.
Okay, 2021, May 5th, the letter was written. I saw the letter you sent. I just wanted to hear that from you. Okay. Question number 2. The last convention that was held in Kansas City, the 9th, 10th, and the 11th date of May, I saw that you preside during that convention, Mr. Youboty, don't you think during that convention you could tell Grenadians that you were given or asked to take over, not to take over, to save, protect, that the word, to save, protect because of the barrels for the past 2 years so that Grenadians can know while you were there or while you were presiding? Don't you think you were to do that at the time during the convention?
Not necessarily, man.
Not necessarily.
Right.
Okay. Question number 3. The letter dated to you, Mr. Youboty, how many signatories were on that letter?
As usual, only the board chairman will receive a couple of letters from him before he's the only one who signature is on it. So when we receive it, we take it as run of the mail. That's the way the board always respond. So it was only the board chairman signature.
Okay. All right. Mr. Youboty,
Yes, ma'am.
can you please permit me to ask you?
Please.
I'm using your illustration.
Okay.
Having been that you were leading a group or organization, and then maybe you do send a communication to another partners, and this communication do carry your signature alone. Have you done that? If so, how will you feel when only your signature is on it?
If it becomes necessary that I don't have a secretary or my secretary is not available and I have to write the letter, I write the letter. So to give you an illustration, since you brought illustration, we are playing chess right now. On the chessboard, the most powerful player, the most powerful piece is the queen. The queen can go and take the hook, or it can allow the pawn or the knight to do it. If the knight or pawn not available, the queen can come from the other side of the checkerboard and go away there and knock off your queen. Yeah, the queen can do that. It's the same thing with the
checkerboard, the
president.
chessboard.
The chessboard. Either I get my secretary to write the letter for me, or the secretary not available, I write it myself.
Mr. Wright, you cannot
It'll
eat
be
on
just
air,
as powerful. No, Mr. Wright, give me correction. You did well. Thank you, Mr. Wright. I don't know, yeah. Mr. Wright didn't do nothing bad, Mr. Jeru.
I am picking up.
So Madam Chairman, with all due respect, the president has the right to write a letter all by himself, or he can tell the secretary to do it. So the chairman of the board, Mr. Omega Carter, is within his right to write a letter to the administration on behalf of the board. He has a right to do that. And listen, Madam Chairman.
Mr. Youboty.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask you a question apart from this letter? Yes. Based on what I heard you say on the talk show?
Okay.
If you agree, I will. If you don't, I will not.
Madam, you can ask any question at this point. You can go ahead and ask.
I have to do that with permission. Before I came in to be a commissioner, before I came in, Mr. Jeru, I know why I'm asking. Before I came in to be a commissioner, several voices appear in my ears and calls, and people told me, be careful, Grenadians, they got a very slippery tongue in talking to people, like very light. And I don't need that. So I will always ask for permission to express, to ask, to inquire, to encourage any other thing. Mr. Youboty, on the Prince Double show, I witnessed you and I hear you saying, if I am not going as a candidate or as an aspiring,
of this coming election, every other project that I have will be halted. Is that true?
No, I don't remember saying that, man. I don't. I might have said it, or maybe you might have understood it differently, but I don't remember saying it. No, no. Why would it be halted if it is not my project, a Grand Association project? It's just that the
Mr.
passion I got.
Youboty,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Youboty, for the love of Grand GGAA County and the peace sake of Grand GGAA County, if you happen to be qualified or not qualified, and then Grand GGAA County have to go on, will you willingly turn or any other project over to the incoming president or president that will take the lead?
Yes. It's not my project.
Thank you
Yes.
very much. I rest my
Of course.
questions.
Of course.
Okay,
Thank you very much. I rest my question.
Yeah, it's not my project.
I will ask the commission. There's somebody there who have follow-up question. You can go ahead and ask.
Yes, I have a follow-up question.
Go ahead, sir.
According to the letter sent to Mr. Youboty, it says that due to the pandemic, Mr. Youboty should carry on his administrative function until coronavirus is over with. I want to ask Mr. Youboty, when did you know that coronavirus was over with?
When President Joe Biden said so, I think it was January, February, or maybe
Why
March
year?
2022. Huh?
Why year?
He was on television 2020. I think it was like December 2021 or January somewhere. But Joe Biden was walking towards the plane, and the people asking Mr. President, the virus. When is the virus going to be also will resume normal?
So
The virus is over.
So Mr. Youboty, then when I get you clear, that means coronavirus was over with prior to our 2022 May convention, right?
That's exactly why we went to the convention. Yes, sir. Yes,
okay. So now then when the letter says take care of the leadership until coronavirus is over with. What happened now? Coronavirus was over. That year we went to the convention. You did not call for election. And you continue to pass
the people
coronavirus anytime.
The convention is the highest decision-making body. They agree we should formulate an election commission, and everything came to Des Moines, Iowa. That's the reason why I cannot override the people. I'm not going to say, oh, we're calling for election right now. No, I got to go by what the people say. The convention is the highest decision-making body. So I have to respect what they say. They say we should put election commission together. Nobody raised an objection to say, no, we have election right now. Nobody says so. So we have to go with the flow of the people. The voice of the people is the voice of God, the people say. So I have to go by what the people say, Mr. Song.
You are right. I'm done with my question, Mr. Gilson.
Thank you. I got a couple of follow-up questions, Mr. Youboty. Mr. Youboty, let me ask you this question. If there was no pandemic, is it possible in the eye of the Constitution that anyone would have served as a caretaker president? Without any force majeure.
Force majeure come in so many areas. Now the pandemic alone that will make this thing happen. Something else might have happened. God forbid, maybe they were fighting civil war in this place. What are we going to do?
But let's assume that nothing happened. And
that was not possible. It remain constant. It things remaining constant, then we will have to flow along. But because of the pandemic that came, that's why we are even here talking. You understand? Force majeure, like you said. So that's why we are even here talking.
What would have happened if you had held a convention, even though the coronavirus was on? What would have happened?
I don't know. I don't know what the people would have said. The people probably would have said that I should continue because I'm doing a great job. I'm sure that's what you were going to say. I'm very sure I'm doing a great job. The people would have said, let the Youboty administration continue because you're doing a great job. So we're going to come down to the same nitty-gritty that we should continue because what we're doing, they like it.
Do you see
so the board did not make a mistake.
Do you think you are violating the Constitution by contesting for second term?
No, I'm not. I'm not violating the Constitution because I'm still in my first term. So I'm not. The complainer came out here, he did not prove his case. All the things he said, well, you don't know this, you don't know that. Now only that, he didn't even pay no meeting due, he didn't pay board setting fee. He's not even a board member, he didn't go to any board meeting. He didn't show in Kansas City 2022 where he should have raised the concern for the Constitution Assembly to hear that. Then we would have kept everything to a halt. He didn't even show up. So his concern is time bar. I'm appealing and beseeching to the honorable body to throw it out. Let's move on to doing the people's job.
My last question, when you went to the convention, the last convention we went to, did any board member or any executive raise the issue of your overstay status?
Absolutely not. They were all there.
Okay, Madam Chairlady, do you want to ask further questions? Oh, I think she's gone. Okay, German.
Yeah, man.
You have a follow-up question?
Closing
Question?
No, I only have a statement at the closing.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay, so we go to Mr. Othello for his closing comment.
Can you give it time limit? Can you give it time limit, Mr. Presiding?
I will give you 5 minutes. Thank you very much.
5 minutes talking, you know how long gives it?
How many minutes will get it done?
2 minutes. Okay. I mean, just for closing comment. Don't speak.
Okay, 2 minutes. The co-chair said 2 minutes.
Okay,
go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, no problem. I like it. No problem. What goes around comes around. Oh, thank you, commissioners. The first thing is that I want to leave you guys with the understanding of Victor Hugo. Victor Hugo said, initiative is doing the right thing without being told. Initiative is doing the right thing without being told. Granger County is in your hand. Let us fight hard to uphold this constitution. Boil of extender mechanism. Honorable now qualify, stand by my word. He should be barred to contest the election. He's not qualified. Let's find those who qualify to go and partake in the election. Let Youboty find people to sit down. So I want to pull in my bubble so they can understand, put in grain so they can hear it and know that 1 minute. And more luaka, more that kai klalo, more the kai klalo. Now, Youboty are bled down, they are blessed down, we also qualify. And also, you qualify to be new, then better more.
We better go qualify coming from.
2 minutes finish. 2 minutes finish.
No, you still got 1 more minute.
2 minutes finish.
Thank you very much, Mr. Youboty.
Oh, okay. So.
Hotel is finished. Was it a new thing?
Thank you very much, Mr. Youboty. Your 2 minutes, sir.
Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Jeru. Thank you, my fellow Granadians. You did the right thing by electing me to be your president. I told you we're going to build a statue of President Samuel Kanyado, the man through whose, directly or indirectly, we are in America today, including Mr. Othello Brown. I must tell you, Mr. Othello Brown here, I went Minnesota to Julius Cooper funeral. I drove from Minnesota to Des Moines, Iowa to attend the inauguration of Mr. Nelson Gay Wright. I went there, I carried a message. It's just like the Bowo people, because President Doe was Bowo and his mother was Kunapo. I'm from Kunapo Bell. So I was going there happily to tell them that we put our son, your Bowo son statue up. I went there happily. As I was speaking to my Bowo Dodi, Othello Brown left from a sitting place. He came and went to Demetrius. So tell the man to go sit down, man. We got important things to discuss. We're not here for those statues. Like what Othello Brown said. I turned around, I said, Othello Brown, the last time I checked, you the one who endorsed Doe more than me. Me, I'm from Kunabo. the people you say my father, my dingo man, all that stuff. Like you're the one, but I said, boy, it's somebody. You're the one enjoy this thing. So when other people come to put your song on a pedestal, I came from Philadelphia to Minnesota. Now I'm in demand. You're supposed to employ me. You had a nerve to come here and say, let a man go sit down, man. So the one I catch Othello Brown is not so much of his fake bogus letter according to him from the door, but so much of the fact that you don't like the fact poor president don't start you up. That the one that catch him. You heard the ridiculous thing you're saying. I get 75,000 to John Youboty and 30,000 to Ronald Youboty. Something you got no proof of, something that don't make no sense whatsoever. Something quote unquote a non-sequitur. There I go again without English. An oxymoron. Sunday ka poblo boglu bom pomblo kloglu ai won. Kran you are clear. Are you found I talk where you are glawo there? You Blessed Lord Grant Association ball. Oh, poor more than yet I cannot know.
25 seconds.
For some reason, ball you are on a day or Zala Guayanu, call you attacking but more what the other let you even go sit down, man. In other words, you got no respect for me whatsoever. Let me what you saying. Let you go sit down, man. I know that a dog to you, Othello Brown. I'm not a dog, my brother. I'm a human being. Don't ever talk to me like that again. Let you go sit down, man. What kind of thing I would tell somebody, a president who's serving his people? What have you ever done? You have never contributed 1 cent since I became president to everything I do. We use $200,000. They say your money we spend. We ain't spend your money. You spend 1 cent into it, sir.
Thank you very much,
so much. Election Commissioner, thank you for giving me time. Thank you. I respect your authority. Anything you say, I will agree with it. I am in.
You're not contesting.
Thank you very much.
You're not coming back.
On we go.
Stop,
Brown, for your level now in the community, I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Why I can do that? You had a kind of offensive thing that was inside. They tell me, "Come go and say, Baba, you made a remark on him."
But nothing. Why when I talk, always you will come in negatively.
Because you can come in not negatively, you are biased.
Definitely, don't do that. This is why we have a tumor. Don't do that. I take zero exception. This is not the first, the second, nor the third time. Please.
No,
we are on the same route. We are on the same route. Let our fellows go somewhere to flux.
Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, 1 minute.
I submit, Brother Presiding. I submit, Brother Presiding.
Yeah, 1 minute. 1 minute.
I submit, Brother Presiding.
Yeah. Just hold on 1 minute. I'll come to you so you can give a final statement. Now, see, even though they are on this case, but
I'm a chairperson of this group.
Small brother is a small brother to James Youboty. There are some things traditionally you can't just do. Okay,
yes.
He made his point tonight. It's enough. But the man speaking is a baba. It's just not respectful to the big brother. Let's just do it that way. Okay?
Then so you want to back it up? I want with 60 some more or 50 some more points to lead this group. So when something is not in order, I will speak it out.
Madam Chair, you cannot close everything. Maybe somebody else want to say.
Yes, I have a closing. I have closing.
No, when they're done, I will close out. When they're done, I will close, Brother President.
You go to Iran first.
Well, our good family, Grandians, we want to say thank you tonight for the time you spent to listen to us. It's just the kind of situation that it's okay for us to meet on this kind of thing, for us to talk about them. We want to be very clear that the election commissioners' decision to qualify or disqualify has nothing to do with Mr. Othello Brown protest. We as election commissioners, we are in the process of investigating all these aspirants, vetting them. We promise that our decision will be based on the Constitution and the guidelines of the election commissioner. This election commissioner is not a wicked one. Also, it's not a weak election commissioner. So we want to make this clear. Whenever we clarify or certify any aspirant, it means that person meets the Constitution requirement. When we disqualify any aspirant, it means that person does not meet the Constitution requirement.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I got an announcement. Tomorrow we'll be hosting the last, two of the last people that left. We'll be hosting on Monday. The last hosting hearing will be on Monday. So it will not be video, it will be audio. And so I will set it up tomorrow and let the commissioners know when the time will be. It usually will be 7 p.m. anyways, 7 p.m. Central Time. So I want to say thanks to Mr. Brown and Mr. Youboty for respecting us and coming on here. You didn't have to. You could have refused, but you did come. We do really appreciate that. And trust me, all of us here, we are commissioner, will go in our chamber, we'll argue, but we'll come up with the best decision that we believe will benefit the organization. So we are not basing our decisions on anybody. We base our decision on our own evaluation of the process. So we are not threatening anybody. Don't feel threatened. Don't feel disregarded and everything. So thank you very much. Nelson, you want to say something before the chair letter closes?
Yes, of course. Once again, I say good evening to especially our audience, the listening audience, and all the participants on here tonight. I just want to remind Grandians that look, if we want our being together to be good, for to enjoy it, we got to be honest with each other, we got to be respectful with each other. I must say, unwillingly, that I was not happy with the closing remarks of President Youboty because he did not only take on Othello personally, he went to borrow. Got to say, pass his magic police. You know, Othello thing that's something like other people to borrow people. So Othello Brown, this one, you talk to Othello Brown. Why I gotta say that pass his magic police that only borrow people enjoy though other people could enjoy him too. So I gotta do it. Othello Brown telling you, say, what if Othello Brown said that thing was wrong? And when you told me, I said, no, I'm disappointed. Othello Brown said that kind of thing was not right. So talk to Othello. What I gotta do it? I enjoy though that passes police. And what I told the challenge, you heard that kind of thing. What Youboty said is more divisive to GGAA than Othello saying, Baba. He provoked it. What Othello said that was not right as a junior brother. But he provoked it. So you want to speak to the two of them. But you kept mute when Youboty said those kind of things, which are offensive to us. But what I said, Baba, then you realize what bad it is, I said, you're biased on it. And I really mean it. And the response of Youboty gave, but you're on the show, so
I'm sure you will have the time to speak.
The response that Youboty gave in the future, when it happens, suppose I want to the putting for the captain to be bad and this, that. You know, we should admire Othello for coming up. People will sit down, they'll keep quiet, they know a part of it, be in the corner talking behind people back. Bring this thing up. Our Africa, we're talking about our countries in Africa and Africa. We go through the suffering because we don't want to be honest. The things and the attitudes we hate, we support the people who are the prime doers of those attitudes. So how do we expect things to change? We don't like corruption, but we like corruption kings. We don't like disrespect, but the people who are disrespectful, they use money, we let them. We don't like liars, but we are fans of liars. So how do things change? My appeal to the Grand Leader community is, look, it can be your brother, it can be your sister, it can be your wife. We got to learn to say, no, that one, don't do that one. Don't do that one. For everybody, you can pick. The process is a safe process because people want to maintain old habits. There's the first election commission led by Amelia. that is going straight with the Constitution to say you got to get this thing, you got to get it. What the Constitution states in the part that while waiting, the country were like, oh, they did not happen before, let get go on. No, this time was two are going to say, no, we got to go with the Constitution. People should respect it, people should admire it. The next election commission, after all, with the tier one care on that kind of thing, you will see the changes in GGAA. But maybe so making people scared to criticize or making people scared to stand up to things that are right, then we don't want anything. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wright, co-chair of the Election Commission. Madam Chair, can you close now so we can say bye-bye to everybody?
Well, we want to say a very big thank you to Grandidians all over the world. We want to say thank you to our aspiring Mr. Youboty. Thank you to Mr. Brown for the brilliant job for seeking that opportunity. We are still in the process of teaching our people whatever we think is necessary for them. Whenever we are like making a point or issue, let us always make sure of this, the Constitution. For example, you can say, please go to Article 3, Section 1, membership in Grandidians Association, then you read it, because for the group that here we have the copy that will follow up, and the group in Grange, they don't have the copy, in London don't have the copy, in whatever, Canada don't have the copy, but then they will listen to you, and then they will know actually what we are saying here is being actually noted down or prepared by a certain group of people. So I think it would be better we do it that way. Then another thing is that I'm a Baptist, so I always hear in the Baptist issue. When it is time for conference, we go to the conference, Baptist conference, and you will see the huge argument. And from there, before we all disperse, we sing a song. We take in a communion, we sing a song, then we all disperse. We go through the door. We don't have a closing prayer. So when such a thing like they come on, when you see us doing this, is to give you hope to know that I am not backing special group of people. He's not backing special group of people, but to see the right thing being done at the right time. Another point is that you might think we are looking at Othello and Mr. Othello Brown protest to base on to make our choice, not our choice to make our qualified series come forth. No, we are looking at what we ask the people according to our guideline that has been placed out there. When they all meet the obligation without any crimes, through the research that Mr. Soon is going, then we will stand on it to make the pronouncement. So we are not sugarcoating anybody's strength or mouth here to go and say, go do our work, go and poison this person. No, it's not like that. And fellow Grandidians, you get all the tasks to perform, stand alone with us, talk to us anytime you want to talk to us, and we will try our best to do whatever you want us to do, the rightful one, and we pray to be on path. Again, thank you to all of my colleagues for the participation here tonight, and thank you ever so much. God bless you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Brown, Mr. Youboty, Mr. Wright, Mr. Yuson, and the chair lady. Bye-bye for tonight.
Bye-bye. Thank you.